welcome to Insert Title Here, a podcast which is going to pose you a very quick and interesting question. If Sonic had a pussy, would it be a snussy or would it be sussy? My name is Technical Cake Mix, also known as Adam, and I am here with these two sussy backers. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Devon.
Why would it be?
I'm Devon Vavio, and I think it's a hedge hussy.
Why would it be snussy or sussy? Why are those the options? Explain.
Because snussy Sonic would be snussy or it would be sussy.
No, okay, it would either be sussy or Sanussy. And I'm saying Sanussy the Hedgehog.
Xander here, ruining the joke. Welcome to Insert Title Here.
Wow,
I had that in my head.
Hi, I'm
just like,
Satahara, otherwise known as I have autism.
you do.
I had that in my head, and I was just like, either Xander's going to ruin it, which, thank you, perfect, you executed that perfectly, or I'm going to break both of them off of the bat. And Devon made a face which was just like, why the fuck would you say that?
I was just like,
honest.
hedge hussy. That's all I got.
I don't know what it'd be, but I'd be all up in that Sanussy though.
Hey.
Oh my
All
god.
right. What we're going to talk about today is whatever the hell we want, because predetermined topics are for losers. However, I'm just going to get out of the way fucking now. How much Yu-Gi-Oh have you guys been playing for the past week on Master Duel? Because I have dropped like 20 hours of my life into Master Duel already.
Only 20 hours? That's it? Fool.
Oh, well, I've been up and down doing other stuff because, you know, new job starting next week, But, like, holy crap, I'm falling back in love with Yu-Gi-Oh again.
My master plan is working.
That or, like, Konami actually did something halfway decent and made a game like that where you haven't got to spend a penny to get, what you want to get done. Like, I'm actually quite happy I've spent $0 on the game and I have a fully fledged zombie deck.
I threw 5 to get the rest of the gems I needed to get a specific card I needed. And that was it. That's the only money I've spent on this game so far. And I've made 2, I would argue, fairly solid decks. One better than the other, obviously. And I actually went in and I've actually learned good combos with this new deck, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's based off one of my favorite archetypes in the game, and I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time. It's fun.
I'm having so much fun as well with, I guess, the quote-unquote Yugi boomers, because so I play zombies, which for those of you who don't know, zombie archetype has more or less had the same strategy since 2005, 2006. Like, it hasn't really changed much.
I would say more like around 2008 when they actually started doing like full ass archetype decks, like with the first like structure decks, Zombie Genesis. Yeah.
The one with the kind of the red eyes, whatever it was, dragon zombie thingy. But yeah, like, point is, it's been like this for a very long time, and to be fair, even before the structure decks came out, the strategy of special summon focused strategies, and getting a lot of monsters on the field, has really been a thing since, I hate to say it, but probably like day one. And my favorite thing is you guys going like, I don't understand this game at all. It used to be you tribute summon to get this out, and now like people are doing 10 things a turn. I'm like, it was always like that. Did you ever watch the anime?
Well, here's the thing.
Even like Kaiba and Yugi pulled this weird shit off in the series, like Kaiba especially.
Yu-Gi-Oh's always... Oh, I'll let Xander go.
Yeah, the point I made the other day was like fucking, as you guys have been saying, it's always been about special summoning, getting your beat sticks out, and fucking all that shit. Fucking the reason why these people, and like me included, what like 7 or 8 years ago, whenever I first decided to start like playing the game again before I moved to Washington, fucking we didn't know that because we were too busy not paying attention to the fucking rule book, because we were stupid kids who watched the anime too much and thought I could just fucking merge 3 blue eyes together and make the ultimate dragon that way, because dumb fucking reasons, because Kaiba didn't have a separate ultimate dragon card, bitch, shit like that. Fucking like not tribute summoning and all that shit. Like, we didn't pay attention how the game was fucking played, so we have no right to be like, the game didn't used to be like this. We didn't play the game right.
Yep.
You didn't play the game right. You played the game casually with some friends and made up your own fucking rules, which is cool. You had fun. Those memories are valid. But the game's rules have always been this way.
Yep.
I think a lot
except for the draw thing. You used to be able to draw.
Yeah.
When you refer.
I was gonna say, so the thing with Yu-Gi-Oh, and see, okay, so it's really interesting for me because I never stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I lulled a little bit when Pendulums came out, and I kind of put it down for a bit, and then I picked
I
it.
still don't understand that.
It's changed a lot. They used to have their own dedicated zone on the board, but this isn't the place to teach people how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. That's what Master Duel's for. But like with Yu-Gi-Oh, I've been playing for near on 20 years now. Like it'll be 20 years I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh probably sometime next year. And it's so interesting to me seeing everybody get all bent out of shape over Master Duel because they're like, whoa, what? The game used to not be like this, blah, 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 blah. What's going on, blah, and they get all upset about it. And I'm sitting here like, guys, it's like, the game's been like this for a long time. Like, people who are complaining about synchro summons don't realize that synchro summons have been a thing for 14 years. They have been in the game longer than they weren't in the game. XZ summons have been in the game for 11 years now. I mean, guys, they've been around for a long time, and like complaining about these card effects, complaining about these negations, complaining about this stuff, like, guys, all these combos, all this shit, it's always been in the game, but you never played it at a competitive level. It's like Xander was saying, we weren't playing it right. And it's not that you guys, and maybe you were playing it right, maybe you were following the rules, doing the special summons and stuff. You weren't playing it at a competitive level. Like, I have been to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. I have been to my locals. I have seen the decks that go off in local settings.
Same.
And I am completely aware of how this game plays. Like, I got way more into it recently, thanks to not just Duel Links getting me back into playing it more, but I would say that making friends with my friend with Clinton, who's in our Discord, Starcross Souls. This is YouTube channel. He and I started talking because he runs this Yu-Gi-Oh Discord group that I'm in. And man, like, he got me way back into it, and he helped me learn some good combos and get some good cards going on. And I got really back into it on a competitive aspect where it's just so funny seeing people think they can just roll up with like their old Dark Magician deck and be like, I set one and pass your move. And it's just like, thanks for the full board break, I guess. And like, you know, I'll like it's just I'm no stranger to this, but I'm also in the same boat where I'm displaced enough from the competitive scene and some of the ban lists that I don't know what's going on. Like, when I went up against somebody who had fucking Max C, I was mad, man, because I was like, this is banned. Like, this is a banned card. What's this doing in here? And like, I got upset and I was mad. But then like I kind of like, you know what? I've accepted it. This is a meme. This is a funny card, and people are making.
I have accepted it.
Basically, yeah. I took off the fucking blinds, and I'm like, I have accepted it. And then like I put Max C in my deck. Like, man, and it's fun. I really enjoy it. But my favorite thing now is like, I like running the counters to those traps where people like to do the hand trap monster effects. I'll just pop Psyframe Gamma. I'm like, no, you don't. Thanks for the monster, dick brain, and I'll play Psyframe Gamma.
Anecdotal though, go back to what you were saying. Even so, I haven't gone to like an event for Yu-Gi-Oh in 13 years, maybe. Like 2009, I think was the last time I went to it. Ironically, around the time Street Fighter 4 came out. You can see my transition in life right there. So for me, even back then, because synchros happened around 2008, 2007. I remember they came out because people kind of like, because the first two really that were a thing, well, first three were like Junk Synchron for that starter deck, Stardust Dragon, and Red Dragon Archfiend.
There were more than that, but yeah.
There were more than that, but those are the primary three, because those are 3 easy to get, because 2 of those you can get in a 10, and 1 of them came in a starter deck. So a lot of people ran particularly Red Dragon and Stardust, like, oh, these are actually good. And people really liked it because it was effectively polymerization, but with, it was fusions, but without the need for polymerization. The tuner monsters were actually cool. You know, it was like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah. I think actually a lot, if I recall, sorry, but my brain is like, there was a lot around that time, because I remember I had like Arcanite Magician, and I had a friend who had Mistworm. Mistworm.
6 Samurai, whatever it was.
6 Samurai. I don't think 6 Samurais had a synchro.
They didn't have a synchro. No,
they did. No, they had a synchro. 6 Samurai Shien. But
they were very, very good before around that time as well. You had the Dark Dragon deck, you know, you had things like that going on. But the problem, and it always was the same, was people would come to it. Well, I say people. Well, usually some younger people come to events or random people who would basically be playing a deck they made. They basically bought a structure deck or a starter deck and like quote unquote added cards they got from booster packs to it, and they just got fucking trounced. And I think a lot of the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh is actually a bit more systemic, in that people grew up, probably bought a starter deck with them and a sibling, played those starter decks, and thought, oh, this is how the game really is. They didn't really go any deeper than that. And I think that's where it comes in, because it wasn't really until that zombie deck came out in, 08, 09, when strategies were built into structure decks.
Which one are you thinking of? Are you thinking the Vampire Genesis, or are you thinking the one that with Red Eye Zombie Dragon?
The one with the Red Eye Zombie Dragon. Okay. That's the one I remember, because that was because I was already running zombies at that time, because Ill Blood was a huge thing. And then that came out, and it just made it so much easier to get certain cards, particularly Zombie World, I think came out with that deck. And it just revamped zombies entirely, and I was like, "Oh shit! Here's the new zombie meta, boys." And that I think it's Red Eye's Darkness Dragon. I think it's called. It's something like that.
Okay.
That's since now been replaced with Red Eye Zombie Necro, whatever the fuck it is, Dragon was running in this Master Duel.
You're right. It was 2008 when that came out. October 21st, 2008 was when the 5D Zombie World Structure deck came out.
Yeah, that thing was the first. I'm to understand there was a different deck released before then. I think
there were a few that were released. I think the first one was Vampire Genesis was the first one, and it was a Warrior 1 was the other one, I think.
Yeah. But that's the one I remember really to a lot of these people shaking them, saying, "Hey, there's a strategy here." Hey, shaking them, because with that deck you took a couple of things out, put an Ill Blood or 3 in, and added a couple more zombie worlds to it, added a terraforming to it, and all of a sudden shit just started going off the chain. And ironically, the deck I'm running now in Master Duel is effectively the same strategy, just with more efficient versions of those cards.
Okay.
It's scary. Yeah, dude. It's scary.
Actually, I double checked. It was 2005 was when the structure deck Zombie Madness came out. So it was actually fairly early into the game's life cycle.
Yeah, my point is just that these decks, a lot of people was buying didn't really have any semblance of strategy to them outside of those certain ones. I'm thinking of was it Spellcaster's Reign, the structure deck, which had no fucking rhyme or reason to it, and then there was a few other ones.
No, the Spellcaster one. I had the Spellcaster one. And the one that was based around doing the spell counters.
Okay.
Yeah, it was based around using the spell counters to bring out the Dark Eradicator Warlock, because when you pulled it out and activate spell effects, you were popping shit on the field.
And there was always people running structured starter decks, like Yugi and Joey and stuff like that. Particularly actually the Kaiba one you'd see, which were just terrible decks.
Bro. Okay, real talk though. Back in the day, fucking starter deck Kaiba was the greatest strategy of all time. Nobody could beat you if you had starter deck Kaiba. Just go buy starter deck Kaiba.
No, because the better card, objectively, 2004. I'm not even saying it's Dark Magician. It was Summon Skull. It was a 1 tribute, 2,500 attack point beat stick that if you got it out before your opponent could get out cards, you were wailing on them.
Yeah, but you know what starter deck Kaiba had? Blue-Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, no one cares.
Well, to be fair, also, if you did want to run a dragon deck, you still usually started by buying a starter deck Kaiba, because not only did you get a Blue-Eyes White Dragon, you got Lord of D with the Suit of Flaming Dragon. You bought 3 copies of that deck and then just carried on. You had 3 Blue-Eyes. You want to run a Blue-Eyes deck, you can do that shit. Or at least you got 3 Lord of D's, 3 Suit of Flaming Dragons, and off you went from there.
Yeah, more importantly, from starter deck Kaiba, you got Blue-Eyes White Dragon.
I have an SDK001 actually. It's kind of a neat card to win. But yeah, going back on topic though, it's kind of funny that when you run into them playing the duels online, because I have run into a few, and the amount of rage quitters I've had, because again, the strategy I'm running is not new. The strategy I'm running is very, very old. There's even characters in the original anime series in season 1 and season 2. I forget the guy's name. Is it Revitalised Underwood? What the hell his name is? The zombie kid.
The zombie kid.
Bones. I think his name is. Yeah, he runs zombies and he does more or less the same shit I'm doing, just nowhere near as efficiently. It's not. It's that. He just didn't.
In the I was trying to remember what's his Japanese name, and it's Ghost Kozuka.
Oh, that's kind of cool actually. But yeah, like fucking zombies have always been like this. The Six Samurai have been like this even before. There was a Magnet Warrior deck. I'm trying to remember how it worked from back then as well.
Yeah.
Roids were a thing. The little machine
the little roids, yeah. Sorry, show
like,
cards, yeah. But like
Cyber Dragon decks were the thing.
My parents loved the Roids one because every single time fucking it would come up they would immediately start making fun of the game and like, oh, you playing the hemorrhoid card? And I hate my life.
My little brother's actually first like meta deck. I say meta, like a deck with a
decent deck. We should say decent deck.
Decent deck, yeah. He made 2 decks. Well, he had an original deck, and then he made a Roid deck, which was very good, and he had a lot of fun with it. He was like 11 or 12 at the time, and then he made a stalling deck, which revolved around the Wicked Dread route. And then he moved on to Lightsworn, and ever since then he's been playing Lightsworns because he's a fucking degenerate.
Lightsworns are fun. I'm sorry. I mean, they're fun. However, hard countered by literally anything that gets rid of the graveyard.
Correct, yeah. So, like, I think the reason he started running that was because he knew I liked to play zombies at that time, and I needed the graveyard, so he's like, alright, we'll both use the graveyard. And it was kind of a way to wind me up. And now he's been playing Exodia decks, because he's kind of at that point where he just enjoys shit posting decks, meme decks, basically.
And I think that's fine. Like, you should enjoy. Here's the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Enjoy what you want to play. Like, play what you want to play.
Oh yeah.
And if you, the big issue with Master Duel and returning Yu-Gi-Oh! Players is that they just want to play the decks that they played when they were younger, and that's fine. That's perfectly good. I get that, man. I still play Dark Magician to this fucking day. I still have a Dark Magician deck. But here's the thing. So many new cards have come out. So much support has come out. And the game has changed in such a way that you cannot just play like 2 cards and end your turn and expect to win. And I learned that the hard way. I was getting bodied by people in such a way that it's just like, man, I can't play the game at this point. So I have to change shit up and learn how to play the game.
Yeah.
And then they get mad at the game. They're like, oh, this isn't what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like. You're not supposed to do this. I'm like, Yu-Gi-Oh's always been like this. It has always been like this. Back to what Xander was saying, the game has always been like this.
What was the degenerate strat in like 2004? I remember watching
Yatagarasu Lock.
Yeah, Yatalock.
That was it. Yatalock, and there was one with the catapult turtle, I think.
Yeah, catapult turtle, magical scientist.
I'm
FTK.
sorry. Yatagarasu Lock is the worst fucking most degenerate god. That and fucking Jinzo
This
back
was
in the fucking
2004.
days, the most goddamn degenerate fucking old classic strategy that ever happened. Yatagarasu Lock is the least fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Has ever fucking been. And there are people out there bitching that fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't that era anymore. Fuck you. I have no sympathy for your dumb ass.
For those who don't know, Yatalock is basically a state of the game where you play the monster card Yatagarasu, and essentially you make it to where your opponent can't draw cards, and their board is wiped, and they can't do anything. So you basically lock them out of the game from playing, and they have to surrender. In fact, you can still do Yatalock in one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that came out recently, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Link Evolution for the Nintendo Switch and several other consoles. You can do Yatalock, and I saw someone do it, and I was just like, that is stupid. Why would you do that?
It's still banned, isn't it?
Yatagarasu? Oh, yeah.
Banned,
I believe it's still locked. I'm not...
Sorry.
I'm fairly certain Yatagarasu is still locked because of the Yatalock shenanigans.
Didn't that card come with like the Pegasus deck or the Joey deck as well? I remember that card being really easy to get. Like I could have sworn.
No, it was in Legacy of Darkness.
Legacy of Goku 2 for Game Boy Advance.
Shut up.
One day, Xander. One day. Yeah, I just remember being really easy to get, and Jinzo was banned for a little while as well. At least we forget. Before it came into single for a long time, and now it's unlimited because Jinzo's good. Don't get me wrong. But there's way better stuff than Jinzo.
No. Jinzo was never banned.
I could have sworn it was banned.
No. It was on limited and semi-limited throughout most of its existence, but it was never banned.
But most of his existence as if we fucking sent goddamn the entire fucking Jinzo fucking card archetype to the Shadow Realm. It just doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, Jinzo deserves. I'm reading this right now. You're right. Jinzo deserves to be winners for a long time, but managed to skate by with limited and semi-limited stats throughout most of its existence.
That sounds like a comic book
However,
reader article. Is that a comic book reader article?
No, I'm just going through. I'm going through the history of these cards.
Adam,
it's actually Screen Rant, so close enough.
oh
But
god,
going through
fuck.
it,
I hate. Okay, all right, no, Adam brought up the fucking one of the unholy duo of sites when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. Screen Rant and comic book reader, always putting out fake fucking Yu-Gi-Oh facts like, Gizno was one of the most notorious and worst cards. He was notorious and bad because this kid named Chris in my fucking middle school class, fucking who had more money than everybody else did, bought him and an entire fucking deck built around locking us out of our trap decks, which is the only thing we could fucking afford at the time, and fucking dicked us. You got dicked by a rich kid. Comic book reader, Screen Rant, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's not the most expensive card in the fucking game.
No. But no, it is true though. Jinzo was limited for a while, but now it's unlimited because it's just not. Yeah. It's not good. I mean, like, yeah, stopping traps is okay, but here's the thing: no one plays traps anymore. Very rarely. Like some decks do require.
I have 2 traps in my deck, and they're both Solemn Strike.
Yeah, Solemn Strike. Like, you're only gonna see like Solemn Strike, Infinite Impermanence. You'll Imperial Order was or Imperial Decree. I don't know. I got chewed out by Let me look at the fucking ban list. Hold on, before
I have 4 traps in my deck, and 2 of them are metaverses. Right, I can only run 1 metaverse, and I put in a terraforming as the other one, and 2 needlebug nest. Apart from that, like,
yeah, Imperial Order just got banned. That was when people were using, because that's like negate all spell effects on the field. That's really good. That stops all spells.
Yeah,
like they can't.
I'm tempted to take out something to put a Mirror Force in, I'm not gonna lie, just because like it's a little annoying dealing with. This is just as a pure last resort because I'm getting so annoyed at fucking. I don't understand the pendulum archetype. I don't understand I just nod and go as it comes along, and at the end of it, there's like a 5,000 entry point monster on the field. Yeah, sure, whatever. Get
Adam, if you want to deal with, if you want to get rid of pendulums, if you want to stop pendulums and a bunch of pendulum summoning, you know the cards you need, Adam.
What's the card I need?
It's Nibiru. It's Nibiru, the primal Beering. Beering?
Or Blue Eye Spirit Dragon.
No. Because Nibiru, what it does... So Nibiru is a really cool card, because its effect is when your opponent summons 5 monsters in one turn, you tribute all monsters on your opponent's side of the field, and then summon a giant rock to their side of the field.
I love that.
Ali has done that to me so many times, and I just kind of sit there like, you know what, well, fuck me, I guess.
And then Spirit Dragon, if you summon him, makes it to where they can't summon more than 2 fucking monsters for whenever they do a pendulum duel or a pendulum thingy.
Oh, speaking of Blue Eyes, I really pissed off. I put this in the Discord. I think it's Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, whichever one it is. You can't be destroyed by battle.
The ritual,
Chaos Max.
Yeah. So you can't be destroyed by battle, and it can't be destroyed by card effects, right? So this dummy destroys my Doom King Baldric. Now, as you don't know, it's a zombie card. During standby phases, if it's in the graveyard and there's a field spell in play, you can special summon it to your side of the field in defense position, right? It's got a secondary effect, which can only be activated by chaining it to another monster's effect.
A zombie monster effect.
Choose one or the other. Zombie monster effect, sorry. Now, I've already got Zombie World in play. So
all monsters are zombies at that point.
However, so I special it to my side of the field again. Now I have in my hand, I have Unizombie. Unizombie's effect can basically, I can activate its effect, and I can raise another monster level by 1, right? To do that, there's a cost. I can either discard a card, or I can remove 1 card from my graveyard to my deck. So what I do is I activate that effect, and then I chain Doom King to it. Doom King's effects, I can either negate that effect, or I can choose to remove a card from play, not destroy, remove from play from the field or graveyard. So bye-bye, big old Blue Eyes bastard dragon. Your field's now empty, and I throw a glow up. From my deck, I throw into my graveyard a glow up bloom, special summon another Doom King Baldric, and I'm just like, now fucking what?
Yeah.
Dude, rage quit.
So now he's got, at that point, you've got 2 negates and 2 spins. Well, actually, not. You can only do one of the effects per turn, but you've got a negate and a spin on the board.
I've got a negate.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah. And I've got, and like I think we went back and forth a little bit to that point. He'd just been kind of annoying me because he just kept
Yeah.
he kept doing basically just doing like no you don't type things. Like it was I think a 2 hour I got Ash Blossom twice. I got fucking Mirror Forged once. I got fucking Swords Revealing Lighted at one point. I was like getting really annoyed at this dude. And I'm like, you're basically playing a slightly more advanced Yugi Boomer deck. And I was like, you know what? Fuck off. And he rage quits right then and there as I'm about to do the blow to take him out. And I'm like, you bitch.
Yeah,
You
so like
fucking bitch.
I was saying like you still got rewarded for losing and shit, but I've hit this point in fucking Master Duel where I no longer get even fucking points for the goddamn duel pass whenever I lose. So at this point, instead of just fucking sitting there and getting your cheeks clapped for fucking 3 turns because somebody's got to do their combo, I just fucking go ahead and surrender at this point. It might not even be a rage quit. If you understand that you're fucked at this point and you surrender, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Nah, this was definitely a rage quit because it was like mid. A connection has been lost to opponent was the message up on the screen. Like the dude.
Okay, yeah, that's a rage quit. That the guy closed the client.
That was a rage quit.
Oh, I mean, I got mad yesterday because this guy. So I was playing against a true Draco deck. I promise we'll go off the Yu-Gi-Oh subject soon. There's other things we'll talk about, but I was dueling this true Draco deck, which is a deck that's based around tribute summoning, which you can tribute summon spell and trap cards to summon them, which is it's an interesting mechanic. I don't really care, but it's a mechanic nonetheless. So I was losing, and the guy played a card that made it where I couldn't do any monster effects, which stopped my main summoning mechanic, which was Queen's Knight, King's Knight summoned to, basically I couldn't do any effects anymore, and that a majority of my summoning effects were monster effects. So at that point, I mean, like, well, I lost. I can't do anything. That's life. Oh well. And I was gonna go in my turn, and I was just like, well, this guy's already won. I'm just getting in my turn, let him take the win. Before I could end my turn, he summons like 3 other monsters, and it was still during my ending of my turn. It says, "Would you like to continue your main phase?" I'm like, "Yeah, I would." And I hit yes, and I just walked away from the duel. I'm like, "I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Fuck you. Like, you want your win, then sit there and wait for it." Because that honestly pissed me off. Like, there's one thing inherently toxic about card games that I am guilty of doing. I've done it before. I will admit, I'm absolutely guilty of doing this, and it's comboing so much to prove a point and being an asshole when you don't need to do that when you're going to win with just one attack or one move. And that is the most infuriating fucking thing. It's just when people do that shit, and it just pisses me off so much.
The rage quitting is funny because I'm so deeply ingrained. Maybe it's from just playing fighting games, for 13 years at the level I did. I just refuse to rage quit. I will sit there and let you beat me down and get the final life points. I can't do that. I cannot rage quit like that. I just can't do that. I can't surrender. I'm just going to take it like a man till the very end because, like, fuck it. At this point, you've earned it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, and I understand that. I get that. But it's just like when you keep going when you don't need to is when I get really frustrated. Like, the guy had the win. I had nothing on the field, and I had King's Knight in face-up attack position and no cards in my hand. Like, what was I going to do?
The thing is, I also, like, maybe it's just in me, there's always, like, a little tiny bit of just, like, all right, enjoy your win. I also don't... It's just not me making fun of you. I don't get as angry as you do at video games, and I also find it very hard to get angry at video games. Maybe that's how I was so zen through playing Bubsy 3D. Like, it takes a lot to get me angry at a game.
Well, see, I don't...
Particularly in a multiplayer setting, it takes me a little angry. I'm like, oh, well, they worked this out better than I did, so well done. Yeah. Carry on.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I get mad at video games. I will fully admit that. Of course I fucking do. I know that. But it's not so much single player games I get mad at. Like, yeah, I got frustrated with Bloodborne, but that's fucking Bloodborne. And that's difficult. That's a kind of a hard game.
I got hype at Bloodborne. I didn't get angry at it. I got hype.
Yeah. But, like... I got really I get mad at multiplayer games because I guess it's just like when I play online, I've got performance anxiety, and if I feel like I'm not doing well, I get mad because I could be doing better. But then it's also dealing with people who are being tremendous fucking assholes that I'm playing against make the game experience infinitely less fun. It's just like jumping around when you're gonna win, or like when I'm almost dead. It's just like, would you just stop and just finish the fight already so I can move on to the next one? Or would you stop comboing so I can go already? Like you're doing unnecessary shit to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool that you learn how to do that, but you don't need to do that. The game was fucking over. So
I just wonder now, because you mentioned performance anxiety there. Were you the kid in class, like when you were in school or college or whatever, when it came to like giving presentations, were you the one who did the talking primarily, or were you kind of the was like someone else did the talking?
Oh, I always did the talking.
Okay, that's interesting, because I was always like, even in university, and I was talking to like, I think the biggest crowd I ever addressed, like 800 people. I had no issues with it. Yeah, I had some people who just could not do that.
No, I'm always the first person up on the stand. Like, I'm always the first person to go. Like if there's something that needs to be done, I'm on it. I'm just like, let's go. Let me do it. Yeah. I'll go first. Because like I
have no issues addressing.
I don't have a problem
on it.
Like, I don't have a problem making an ass out of myself. Like, I don't have a problem with people laughing at me for doing something stupid or making a mistake. That's not it. But it's just like when it feels like it's something that I practiced at and something I tried really hard at, and then someone else is also doing it at the same time as me, it's I don't know. I think that's what makes me frustrated.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I must admit, like, getting angry at video games it's very hard for me to get angry at a game. Like, I get comedically frustrated. I'm like, joking with you guys, like, but it's very clear I'm joking,
Yeah.
The only time I've really actually gotten angry at a game, and I realize it's not multiplayer games. Like, I might get annoyed, like it's some cheap shit in a fighting game, be like, oh god damn it, but then I'll go like, all right, training mode, we're working this out now, so you know what to do. But like the only thing I really get angry at is when it's something that's outside of, I guess, player control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, I might get annoyed at, like, I don't know, just thinking back to these stuff I used to get annoyed at in Street Fighter 4. I might get really annoyed at, like, Blanka shenanigans, because, Blanka was always kind of a fun broke out. You never ran into, you never got to practice the matchup much, but I made a point to learn it. I got really, like, I think actually angry at a good game a couple of times, and I think the biggest one that sticks to my mind, because the game was so fundamentally broken on such a fucking level on every goddamn aspect, was Colonial Marines. We're not going to go on that rant.
You already made a video about that.
Here for a while. We made a video about that, and we don't want Xander to start up on that rant either. But, like, the game just not fundamentally functioning half of the fucking time. Mighty Number 9 actually is another one as well. Same issue.
That's so weird, because I didn't get mad with that. I got
You got very frustrated, but you didn't hit the level I did. But I also, to be fair, I think I may have let you off a little bit easy by sending you a PS4 copy of it. The mistake I made was probably the Wii U copy, which, according to some, runs the best out of the lot. According to others, runs the worst out of the lot. So I don't fucking know.
I mean, you watched my stream. I wasn't having any performance troubles.
You're not having fun at all.
Yeah.
You're not having fun at all, though. You were just like,
that's a lie. That is a lie. I had fun at one part. I would argue I had fun at one part, and that was after I unlocked the Zero character, quote unquote, and I started using his power. My fun factor went through the went dramatically increased, which isn't saying much because it's Mighty Number 9. But I mean, I was having a lot more fun by that point because I was able to play at a speed that I wanted to play at, which was dash and slash. That's
what his name is Ray. That's
Like I like. It's no secret I love Mega Man Zero. That's my favorite, one of my favorite game franchises.
Best Mega Man series, hands down.
Absolutely, it's up there. It's like tied with Battle Network for one of my favorite Mega Man games. Like it's my favorite platform Mega Man. It's my favorite action platform Mega Man. My favorite RPG Mega Man is, well, I think the only one, Mega Man Battle Network. But still,
Star Force is an RPG, isn't it?
It's the same universe as Battle Network. So it's
so you just included it under that?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, it's different characters, but there's even a crossover between the two. So, and it's got the same, not the same grid-based fighting, but it's also not as good. And I don't want to talk about that. But, with that being said, when I got to play a action platform game and they gave me a sword, I'm gonna play it like I'm playing Mega Man Zero, and that's dash slash and hash bagash, I'm having fun. So that's not to say it was a good game, though. It was not. It was not a good video game.
What's interesting is I've played other fundamentally broken games, and even I haven't gotten that angry at it.
Yeah, but
thinking back to I was playing. I'll give you a segue to what you want to talk about. I was playing recently Gundam Side Story on Dreamcast, which is not a good game.
Oof.
Fundamentally very broken on a control scheme forward, but I was like, okay, whatever. It's dumb, and it's kind of moved on with my life. But I know I was just mentioning Gundam, and Devon has been having a lot of fun with Gundam recently. So we've been half an hour on Yu-Gi-Oh, so let's spin it to Gundam.
Yeah. Well, before we do that, I feel like Xander wants to talk about what he's doing because I think he's playing Pokemon Legends Arceus in the middle of our fucking podcast. Look, man, I'm not playing it right now.
Dude, really?
I just got hyper beamed in the face. Oh, cool! I caught it. But fucking. Yeah, I don't have much to add to the Yu-Gi-Oh conversation. I'm having fun with Master Duel, but like, it's frustrating. I feel like I've already hit a wall as far as like the gem payout goes, and they're just not giving me anymore.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I'm still at the point where they give me a shit of the gems, but also I've only done like a little bit of the single player.
So here's the thing, with the way that Konami does games like this, it's going to be a lot like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, where you'll have a few jewels coming in daily when you do your daily stuff, and then you do your daily rotations. Eventually, there will be events that you will participate in, and you will get more gems and more crafting materials to make the cards that you want. So give it time. The game is still in its early beginning stages, and on anniversaries and specific dates in the Yu-Gi-Oh! World and fandom, you will get more gems. Like on Yugi's birthday, they gave away like 500 gems in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and stuff. And sometimes whenever they release new packs, they would do this in Duel Links where they give you enough gems to get the pack if you want to buy the new 10 of the new pack, or if you want to just straight up.
This is just justification for time waste mechanics.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you want more gems, you'll get more gems. Just stick with the game.
I mean, I just barely.
Like, I got the deck constructed that I wanted to without paying a cent. Like, I'll give them that. They did a really good like design on like the way the crafting goes, but there's already seeming like there's a hard block on shit to want you to like pay for shit. And I get that. Like, it's a free to play game. They want a return on investment, but they've clearly reused a lot of assets from Duel Links. They didn't invest a whole lot of shit into that because there's still glitches and stuff that they haven't fucking completely ironed out on that. Like, I don't want to detract. It's a good game. It's a solid like 8 out of 10 experience. And I don't want to like. I'm not trying to shit on it. In the very slight chance that there's somebody who has any say in how the game goes ever comes across this stuff, I want there to be like a hey, maybe we got the craft mechanics and all that kind of stuff. Let us like in Duel Links and stuff, we have the 2 currencies. You're constantly getting that gold stuff, whatever you do. Like if you hit a hard block on the gems or whatever in Duel Links, you're still getting gold, and you can spend that gold on like whatever the fuck Duel Links like
cards.
Excuse
like,
for the crafting system it was.
You can trade stones and coins for cards.
Yeah, so like. I hate to split the currencies because I don't like the idea of 2 currencies. It would be just easier to increase the gem payout, but I understand it's a free-to-play model and you still need to make money off of it to some extent. So if there was like a gold mechanic or something where you could still earn that kind of stuff even once you hit that hard block on gems and there's no events going on, that instead of like trading in for cards or whatever, you can trade in for like fucking crafting materials. Not a whole lot so you don't unbalance the game or whatever and like still give them the excuse to like buy it, but like only being able to get the like ultra rare craft materials by breaking down ultra rare cards, which necessitates me buying card packs and potentially not even getting an ultra rare to begin with, and then hitting the hard block on the gems, is inherently a shitty time block system. And open it up just a bit more, and you're golden. Otherwise, the game's pretty fucking good.
Like, and I would also like it to like. I'd like a casual duel setting myself, like where I could still get rewards. Like Duel Links had ranked, but they also had casual, and you could play casual and still get rewards for playing just casual duels.
Yeah, that was quite nice that they had like a casual public option, so you could play with casual, like in like a. Because don't get me wrong, I enjoy playing against Devon and Ali, and my wife actually Rip. Perfect example. Someone completely new to the game has picked up this immediately, found an archetype, and gotten on with it.
Yeah. Oh my god, like, I didn't expect her to attach. I did not expect her to attach to Predaplant so quickly, but holy shit, she has taken so well to Predaplant. It's incredible.
Yeah. So it's actually components to it. Beginner friendly, you totally can do it, but like I agree, there should be like some kind of casual public play option where you can play against random people, but in a casual setting. without like ranks involved.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I enjoy the fact I've gotten the gold rank and stuff, but like,
and there needs to be
nice
a
just
2
to
of
test things
3,
out.
a best 2 out of 3 thing. Of course, with me, if
Yeah.
I lose to a deck, I don't want to see it again. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm not. I don't want to see this anymore. But anyway, off of that
one more
subject. Okay, one more thing. One more thing.
It's mostly in bronze. It's not so much you see it like later like later on in like higher ranks and stuff. People seem to, I guess, take your time more seriously, but having
the time wasting
500
bronze.
seconds to just sit there agonizingly and let people slow play and waste your fucking time and goad you into surrendering because you just want to fucking get on with your life. I am a person who unfortunately is very aware of their mortality and the limited time that they have on this earth. And the moment I feel like something's wasting my time, I lose my shit, like irrationally. Like I can't even logically, like I just start getting mad and I just start fucking screaming. And it doesn't matter what the stupid reason is. I'm now like mad at this thing as if it's threatening my life. Please figure out a better fucking like time mechanic thing. Like I don't have answers. I've thought about it a little bit, like maybe like shortening the time, but have the time reset per action you take rather than per turn or whatever to incentivize like people being able to like actually do their plays, but give them enough time to plan out their plays and do their combos or whatever. But like that still has an abuse inherently to it. I don't really have an answer to that one. That's just personally. That was a real. I uninstalled the game twice in bronze because people were doing that shit to me, and it like pissed me off that irrationally. I know that's a me problem, unless psychologically that same issue would appear for other people, but maybe there's a better way of doing that. Again, it's less of an issue once you hit silver. People know what the fuck their cards do and don't want to goad surrenders because they're pretty confident that they can just get you to surrender based off the good deck they'll own.
Like what drives me nuts is with the rage quitting, they need to like take a cue from fighting games and make like a rage quitting hell. They need to actually keep track of people. There's no punishment right now for rage quitting. They need to fucking keep track of people rage quitting and match them with each other so that way the people who do want to fucking play properly don't get matched with these fucking idiots.
Okay, that's the thing though. In the card game inherently, surrendering is a card game mechanic, and it's not a rage quit to surrender the duel. So there's
also there's a surrender mechanic built into it. Just hit surrender. The rage quit is like just so fucking.
But a lot of people, when they say rage quit, are counting surrenders as rage quits. So like when it comes to like the closing the client thing that you got where they disconnected and just fucking closed the whole game on you and rage quit that way, yeah, maybe a penalty mechanic for that, but I can see that accidentally affecting people who surrender as well. So I don't that's another
there's a surrender mechanic built into the game though.
Yeah,
there's already a hard surrender built in. If they hit surrender, don't punish them. If they rage quit, punish them.
But if it works anything like the surrender mechanic does in Duel Links, it's probably flagging the same thing that closing the client does, and it would require them to build a separate flag for surrendering and closing the client, and then would then have to could muddy the waters.
They can already do that because it says when someone surrenders, opponent surrendered. If they rage quit, it says opponent disconnected. So they've already got a way to flag it. They can already see what's going on.
But the disconnect, the surrender, and the rage quitting thing are all triggering the same opponent has left the duel thing. It's all the same flag. It's just you're getting a opponent has disconnect or opponent has surrendered based on the interaction. So it's hitting the same flag. So they would have to separate the surrender flag from the other thing. And then, of course, they would have to separate a third flag for the network one where it legitimately the network fucks up because you don't want to punish people just because the fucking network fucked up.
Yeah, which is unfair.
There's got to be a way. There's be a better way to do it.
They'll figure it out. It's still in its beginning stages. The game's barely even 2 weeks old. Barely even a week old.
Yeah.
So it's
and to be fair, fighting games have worked out when people have rage quit and accidentally disconnected as well before. So I suspect there'll be a way for them to work it out.
Yeah, so it'll take time. It's not even a month old yet. Give it time. It will grow. It'll get better. It'll get to the level that Duel Links was at, where I was eventually just playing Duel Links every day just to play it because I like playing it. So anyway,
it's already more fun than Duel Links is. It's already more fun than that fucking Magic the Gathering one is, and it's already more fun than Hearthstone is to me. Because like,
no, never played Hearthstone.
I hate World of Warcraft's like lore and aesthetic, and that's what Hearthstone is. It's a card game based around fucking World of Warcraft, and I don't like that universe. It's inherently fucking boring to me because the art style fucking bores the fuck out of me. All the dudes are burly fucking unfuckable fucking Baras. Yeah, I understand other people want to fuck Baras, but like give me a twink here or there. Come the fuck on, Blizzard.
Well, we know what Xander's type is now. But
if I had to fuck a dude, he's got to be twinkier than me. I'm sorry.
That's Yeah, I'm realizing. No, I can definitely see you with a Twinkie side piece. Speaking of Twinkie side pieces, though, Devon, Gundam.
I don't know what it has to do with Twinkie side pieces, but
anyway. Amuro is a twink.
Amuro is 15. Let's maybe not call the 15-year-old a twink.
He's not 15 in fucking Zeta, and he's still a twink.
Well, yeah, that's different. Anyway, so yeah, I have gotten into Gundam. I finished the Gundam 0079 the movies that were released that basically compiled the first series altogether. And honestly, I really enjoy it. I've been having a great time. You know, going through it and learning just the story of Gundam and you know, seeing all the great fights and just the story in general, just all together, seeing it laid out has really made me appreciate what Gundam is and what the series is all about, I guess I should say. Like, it's very much clearly an allegory for you know, anti-war propaganda. It's very much an anti-war series. You know, the Zeon is quite literally, you know, supposed to be, you know, Germany. It's you know, the Axis powers, I should say. I mean, they literally talk about Hitler in like one of the final bits of the third movie. And
yeah, you posted that was so funny.
No, okay.
I'm like, what is?
I gotta interrupt there for a sec. Zeon doesn't start out as an allegory for like Germany or whatever. The point of Zeon isn't oh, Nazis are bad, because yeah, they are. Nazis are totally fucking bad, and everybody knows that. The point of Zeon is when the ambition of certain people becomes so great that their idealism becomes fascistic and it completely takes over, and then they throw away those ideals, which is why the nation of Zeon, which starts as a liberation campaign, a rebellion against the Federation to split off in their own nation, becomes then fucking zombie fucking like, have you heard of Hitler?
Yeah.
It was so funny him posting that, and he's just like, wow, so subtle. And I had to make fun of him back on Twitter. I was just like, you telling me the series with giant fucking robots fighting giant fucking robot wars and giant fucking space colonies?
Well, to be fair,
has no subtlety?
No,
what?
okay, to be fair, up until that point, it was not so blatantly fucking obvious. Like,
well, even that conversation isn't like so the way it's presented in the tweets, it's like a fucking like it's this obvious whatever thing. Yeah. In the conversation, it's not comparing Zeon to Germany. It's they're talking about military strategies and all that. And so when his son is like, all right, so we should be this brutal and this fucking like maddening and shit like this, and we should like do this kind of shit. They're having this conversation. It's like, have you heard about Hitler? Like this history lesson kind of thing, because what happened to this motherfucker when he struck out and did what he did? Do we want to fucking actually follow in those footsteps? It's less of like a, we are Hitler, and more of a, do you actually want to fucking be a Hitler?
Yeah, and the way I presented it was obviously in a joking context, but what Xander's saying is true. It's more of a like, do you honestly want to strike like this man? And then he responds in kind with like, I'll show you how a man who follows in Hitler's footsteps fights. And to which his father, and to which his father said, even Hitler was taken down by his own blood or something like that, by his like Hitler's taken down by his own ideals. And
well, yeah, because his strategy was terrible. His strategy was throw as much as fast as you can, which, to be fair, it worked when you're dealing with one opponent. Hitler's great mistake, history lesson, Hitler's great mistake was trying to fight a war on not one, not two, but three fronts, and completely fucking up, because you can't, he spread himself too thin and got, well, his blitzkrieg strategy completely failed when the Russians went, fucking bet.
But anyway,
all the way back to Berlin.
But anyway,
that's what Zombie's son is doing at that point.
He's fighting
fucking like mirroring the war on three fronts and all that shit, throwing everything they have it there. Because like at the beginning of it, fucking like Zeon's winning, the Federation's fucking running in their fucking like boots, like they're trying to fucking develop a secret fucking weapon to come back against these people. But because like a single fucking ray of hope from the Federation shines on when White Base fucking he just loses his complete fucking total mind, just like fucking Hitler does, and fucking like destroys his own fucking country from like the inside out. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a really
Hitler got forced to a stalemate in the Battle of Britain, and then went fuck it and tried during the Battle of Britain, and then trying to fight the Russians, and then at the same time.
I can tell Devon's getting uncomfortable with how many times we've said Hitler in this podcast.
No, let's just stop talking about Hitler, please.
Hitler.
Stop. Good God. Anyway, but like it gets to a point where they literally construct a weapon that annihilates. It's a 6 kilometer wide blast of solar energy that annihilates a good chunk of Federation forces and his own dad, his own father. Like he annihilates his own dad, who was heading to the liberation, to the national, or whatever the fuck I forgot their name already. They was heading to them to like do a peace treaty. He's like, look, there's way too much fucking blood being spilt right now. Shit's getting out of control.
Because by this point in time, half of all humanity's been fucking wiped out in this 1 year war.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's got oh my god. Okay. So like for the listener at home who hasn't seen Gundam, fucking like some of the backstory, like that isn't spoilers, is fucking the Principality of Zeon has risen up as this fucking like separate state within the Earth Federation from the people who live out in space and haven't had the luxury of being able to live on planet Earth anymore because of like systemic fucking oppression and poverty issues and shit like that. Stuff that even to this day is fucking relevant and shit. Fucking and so under the guidance of I forget his full fucking name, Zeon Zoom Daikun or some shit like that is his full name. They've risen up as like this separatist force, but then Zeon is like assassinated, and the zombies take over the Principality of Zeon from the inside, and they declare their independence and like steal Zeon's ideals and his vision forward for this peaceful future, and use his name and everything to then fucking like launch their own separatist fucking war and launch a zombie empire in Zeon's fucking name against that. So it starts out with like oppressed people trying to liberate themselves, then get oppressed from fucking bastards on the inside, and then everybody's fucking caught in the crosshairs of this war. And then fucking what sets off this war finally is now under the guidance of the zombies, they do a fucking colony drop on Earth and wipe out half of all fucking human life. The Earth, a majority of it's fucking uninhabitable now. Fucking the goddamn like climate change has fucking happened just in spades. They've committed fucking horrible fucking war criminal level fucking genocide to try to fucking get the Federation to recognize their independence in this fucking war. And everything's fucked. Everything's fucked. Nobody knows who to fight for anymore. Everything's completely fucked. And then it opens up with... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, which not like not knowing what to fight for anymore or having a reason to fight for is another massive theme. And in fact, I think that's one of the big themes that you follow Amuro through is like, what am I fighting for? What's the point of fighting? Is it okay to fight if you have nothing to fight for? And like his whole character
this can't be happening. What am I fighting for?
Okay, well, not to that level.
Sorry.
But like watching him go from like the first episode to like fighting to protect his home and to defend the people that you know were on side 7 to the point where he's fighting for, you know, himself and then but also trying to fight for, like, you know, the people he cares about. It's so interesting to see that, and it's just amazing growth seeing Amuro go from the beginning of Gundam to the end of, you know, the Encounters in Space movie. It was there's an entire scene, spoilers for a 40-year-old anime at this point, but like the scene where the entire arc where he meets Lala, who is a new type, which is basically evolved humans that have enhanced perception, ESP sort of things like that. They're a new breed of human who are exceptional in a lot of things they do, and Amuro, it comes out, is he's one of them. And throughout the first couple of films, he's like, what does it mean to be a new type? You know, like am I exceptional because I'm good at what I'm doing, because I'm fighting for this, or is it because I'm a new type? And he meets Lala, who is a new type as well, who is just this innocent, pure spirit he meets for the first time, you know, and he's just entranced by her. And it turns out she's under the wing of Char, who is surprisingly someone we have not talked about yet. How have we not talked about Char?
Oh, because I'm saving Char for a second. It's pronounced Char.
Char. It was Char. But she's kind of like...
It's French.
Huh?
It's French. It's
Shah. But anyway, you know, she's kind of with him because, like, you know, the Zeon Principality saved her when she was going to die, you know, and she owes her life to them, and she wants to make herself useful to them. But, like, she still has this innocent air to her, this innocent spirit to her. And it gets to a point where in the infighting between, you know, the Federation and, you know, Zeon, that she dies, and Amuro is the one who kills her. And he just kind of falls apart at that point because he's like, I killed Lala. Like, I cannot believe I killed her. And he's just like beside himself because it was a situation, it's kill or be killed. And he was fighting Char, and in order to protect Char, who she owed her life to, she got him out of the way and took the hit and died. And it's just this huge moment for him that, you know, when they're fighting and when they're talking, he's like, they have this moment where, like, is it okay to fight if you have nothing to fight for? And I'm just like, it just goes to show for this whole thing that war is hell. There is no good outcome no matter what happens, because people have still died. The war has still happened. A lot of people are dying, and for what? Like what are we fighting for at this point? And
model kits.
Fuck off. But like,
sorry,
no,
I had to make a joke. It just got real serious. I had to make
because
a joke
it got extremely serious at this point. And it's just a fantastic, solemn moment where I was just like, man, I really missed out on not watching this Gundam series. And it's just the last scenes where, you know, Zeon has fallen, and everyone who was in the Principality of Zeon, everyone who the line, the family, the Zabi family finally all died, after they were all killed. And Amuro escapes the exploding base. He's crying because he's like, you know, I'm sorry, Lala. Like, I still have people to come back to, and I can still visit you anytime, but right now I have to be with them. And I about fucking just broke down. Like, it was a beautiful final scene, and it was fantastic.
My favorite thing about fucking the original Gundam series is like the theme that everything in this shit happens because of the actions and decisions of one person causing the chain of events to happen. The entire series starts because one dude, Zeon, had a vision. And then that vision went wrong because one dude, Zabi, fucked it up and killed him. And then his own plan went wrong because one dude on side 7 decided, instead of following orders, to start firing on civilians and causing Amuro to fucking get in the Gundam. And fucking one person, Amuro Ray, ended the war. which gets me to my favorite fucking character in all the goddamn fiction ever of all fucking time. Char Aznavour.
You mean Quattro Vaginas? Sorry, I had to.
So I haven't watched the movie versions. I've only seen the series. Does the movie versions go into why Char wears the visor?
No, I don't. Or I missed it. I was paying really good attention to it, but I don't remember why he was wearing the visor. I think it was to mask the fact that he was the son of Zabi, or not Zabi, Zeon. I forgot the name.
Yeah,
I know his real.
It's that. But did they? Yeah. Did they explain why his name is Char and not Edouard?
No, I don't remember. I may not. Right. I may not. I don't remember. I may have missed that. Could you?
So those are going to be in Gundam: The Origin. The Gundam: The Origin. The manga series is pretty much just like a retelling of fucking 0079, but the anime movies are like Char's life from birth to the beginning of the Gundam series. And they're amazing. Fucking without getting too much into it, so you have like things to watch. Char Aznavour was an entirely different person whose identity he stole in order to infiltrate the Zeon army and get his revenge. And the entire fucking story of Char, from Zeon's death and him understanding my father was murdered, like as a kid, to the end of fucking the 1 year war, is one of just my fucking favorite fucking story arcs of any fucking character ever. Like, there's a bunch of manipulation and shit going on in the background, like fucking zombies betraying zombies, and the Federation doesn't know what the fuck it's doing, and fucking people not following orders and all that. And in the middle of all that, Char has a plan that he has come up and just dedicated himself to since he was a fucking kid. And he just goes through and adapts that plan calmly and coldly and fucking ruthlessly, and executes it to fucking perfection and completion. The only person who wins the 1 year war is Char Aznavour. Everybody else fucking loses.
Well, and even then, Char himself says, like, it didn't bring him joy. It didn't.
Yeah,
he got his revenge.
His dad's still dead. His mom's still dead. His sister, Sayla, fucking still fucking... He can't fucking have a relationship with her anymore. Fucking... And then Lala, on top of everything, like in the final battle between him and fucking Amuro, fucking like Char almost betrays his own plan and doesn't fucking go through it and end up killing all the last of the fucking zombies because he's so overcome with grief for Lala's death that he wants to fucking kill Amuro because he views him as responsible for it at the start of it, and almost loses himself. He was in love with Lala as well, and so like even in his own revenge, he still lost something, but like in the overall everything, he won.
Yeah, and also on that point, I'm only 8 episodes into Gundam, Zeta Gundam, but there's a part where Quattro Vagina, as his name is in that one, is speaking with Camille, and he's talking with Camille, saying like, "Have you heard of a man named Char Aznavour?" And he's like, "Yeah, I know him. He was he was one of the guys who infiltrated Zeon and was trying to take them down from the inside." And he's like, he had his own plans to get his revenge, but the way he went about doing it was like irresponsible. I don't remember the exact line, the way he said it, but he like Char understands like what he did during that war. And the way he executed it, he's like, I could have done better. Like there were things I did that are unforgivable, and there are ways you can get revenge without bringing everyone down around you. And I think that's him. I'm sorry. I was gonna say, and I think that's from him realizing that getting revenge on Zamora, I think that was his name, right? Or the guy he blew the fuck out of, Gamera or whatever. Blame this on the consequences of your birth, that guy.
Garma.
Yeah, Garma. he got revenge on Garma, and he's like, it didn't bring me joy. It didn't help me out. And then like talking to, because at this point in Zeta Gundam, both of Camille's parents have died, and he wants revenge. Even though they were shitty parents, they were still his parents, and they're dead, and he wants his revenge. And Char, of all characters, understands like what he's going through. Like Camille doesn't realize it, but like Char knows exactly what's going on. Like his parents were murdered by the government that he was like trusting. And this is the same thing happened to Camille. Camille's parents were held hostage by the government, and now they're both dead because of the government. And no one understands what Camille's going through more than Char does right now. And Char's like, you can get your revenge, but you do not have to bring down the people around you. There is a way to do it. And Camille's like not hearing any of it. And I'm excited to see where it goes. Like, I want to see what happens.
And like you, I don't know how much you get out of it out of the movies, because again, I didn't watch the movie versions, I watched the series, but like, especially in Gundam the Origin, Char was friends with Garma. Like, they had a relationship. They knew each other. Like, and there was multiple times that Char had to go ahead and just kill Garma outright, but it's heavily implied that the reason he didn't was because he legitimately cared about this person. Like, even though he hated his entire family and needed his vengeance against him, there were multiple occasions where he would like legitimately help him out and help his standing and like go out of his way to make sure Garma was okay and stuff. And like, a lot of that you could chalk up to, oh, that makes the revenge that much sweeter. No, he was doing out of legitimate care for this person.
Yeah.
But in order to take the maximum revenge against like the main like dude, I forget the main dude's fucking name, but the Mr. Zabi, I'll call him Mr. Zabi. In order to get the most revenge against Mr. Zabi, he had to fucking take out his favorite son. Garma was like his favorite son, and he hoped desperately to keep him out of the war.
Dude, even in the last movie, he was still grieving Garma's death. Like, he is still watching the last video Garma sent him, saying like he wants to be a lieutenant, he wants to prove himself in this war to his father. And he's still watching that, and that grief carries out through the last movie too, and that's also part of the reason why he wants to sign the peace treaty. Like, and I understand that they were friends. Like it's heavily implied that they were friends. Like you see them anytime Garma's on screen, he has an interaction with Char, and they're always together. They're always out fighting together. They're always on a team together. And I understand that they were friends. And I think that scene where he gets him killed and leads him into that explosion and blows him up, and he says, blame this on the consequences of your birth, and is laughing. I think that's masking all the feelings he's having. Yeah,
dude, okay. Blame this on the misfortune of your birth is one of the most raw fucking lines of all time. Not just because it's literally like, haha, fuck you, bozo, in the most fucking eloquent and fucking badass way possible, but you're right, because it's also a fucking cope on fucking Char's fucking end, because he just murdered the only fucking best friend he's had in his entire fucking life, just to get back at the people who stole his father from him, and then there is nothing that's gonna make him feel good about that ever. I can't fucking wait until you get to Char's counterattack, dude. That's my favorite fucking anime movie of all time. Like,
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, dude, fucking, you remember what finally drove Char to like go and try to fucking take down the Zabi Empire?
Yeah.
The colony drop that they did.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it then. I'm looking forward to it.
I just want to say, for the record, I have never watched Gundam. I appreciate the Gunpla. I appreciate the model kits. I think I watched like half an episode of Gundam Wing when I was a kid, because Toonami back home wasn't like Toonami is in the States. It was like a block that aired at like 4 to 6 o'clock on Cartoon Network. They used to air a lot of Dragon Ball. I remember like when Dragon Ball Z ended, whatever run it was on, they put in Gundam Wing for a little bit. And I think I watched like a half set of Gundam Wing. And I was like a dumb kid. I was like 8 or 9, maybe 10. I remember seeing like the guy rip an invitation hat for a birthday party. I think. Like, this guy's a douche canoe. And flipped it over and watched Pokemon on Fox Kids. At the time, Pokemon was on Fox Kids.
Honestly,
so,
honestly, Adam,
Pokemon or this? I'm watching Pokemon.
Yeah. Honestly, Adam, like with how much you really enjoy Evangelion, I genuinely,
to be fair, I didn't watch Evangelion until I was like 16, 17. So like, we're talking like a lot of mental development there.
I genuinely think you would find a lot of enjoyment in the Gundam films on Netflix right now. The first 3 Mobile Suit Gundam films.
Okay, I'll check them out.
You should give them a watch. It's like they're 2 hours a piece. If you can sit down and just like take them in bite-sized chunks, you can.
Well, I've got a puzzle to rebuild. So I might.
But with that being said, if you're in for a goofy, dumb, stupid time, G Gundam apparently is great, because I have just seen some of the mech designs for G Gundam. I've seen the interactions between Master Asia and Domon, and honestly, I'm looking forward to getting into that one, because that one, I'm sorry, fucking Tequila Gundam. It's a fucking mobile suit.
I don't know anything about Gundam. I've never built a Gundam like kit, but if they released a Tequila Gundam, you're damn right I'm buying.
Like it's a mobile suit with a goddamn sombrero on its head. I have to have one. Fucking Neo Mexico. It's a giant goddamn space colony asteroid shaped like a motherfucking sombrero. I cannot, bro. I need it in my life.
I've seen the British one as well, which is like based off like I forget what the soldiers at Buckingham Palace are called. It's based off one of those, and I kind of want to get that as well. If they release a kit of that, just get like Tequila Gundam, Brit Gundam, and we'll get the American Gundam up there as well.
Mobile Fighter.
What are they doing? They're getting drunk.
Mobile Fighter G Gundam was the first Gundam series I ever saw as a fucking kid, and I watched that motherfucker from beginning to end, not knowing where the fuck it was going. And it was the first time in any single fucking television show that I ever gave a fuck about the love story that was going on. And at the end of the goddamn fucking series, when the fucking what was her name? Rain, I think it is. When she's fucking taken over by the goddamn Devil Gundam, and Domon has to fucking try to break her out of there, or else it'll fucking kill her when he fucking takes down the Gundam too. And the only way to break her out is to fucking confess his goddamn loved her, and he fucking screams that he loved her. I started fucking crying and shitting in my goddamn pants, dude. I'm like 7 or 8 years old, and I'm just like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And she broke out of that shit, and he fucking caught her, and he fucking put his goddamn cape on her, and they did the fucking burning finger together, and they fucking killed that motherfucker. Oh, dude, Mobile Fighter G Gun's amazing. What is it? Friday when this comes out? Fucking on Sunday, motherfuckers. The Sunday after this fucking comes out, we're gonna build fucking the God Gundam. Fucking come join me on my fucking stream. Woo! It'll be in the links below.
Okay.
I'll try and crash that, because I will be not working Sunday. I'm back to Monday through Friday, so I'll definitely.
I'll be there. I'll be there too. I don't have a Gundam to build. No, I have a Nightmare Gundam. I have a small Nightmare Gundam I can build. So if you build one, I'll build mine too.
Yeah, mine's a master grade too, so it's gonna take us.
Mine's
a while.
Mine's a little baby bitch, like Babby's first Gundamu,
There's
but I want it because it looks cool.
Gundam. There's no such thing as a baby bitch.
I don't have anything to build yet. Asterix yet. Now, once I get paid again, I might buy a cheapy kit just to fuck around with it. Or whenever Xander sends over an Evangelion kit, we find a good one, and it's from Japan stuff. One or the other. I definitely want to build it.
I've built...
actually, when I build it, I want Xander on stream judging me the whole way through.
I'm never going to do it.
Xander, like, just... No, I want it. I want.
We're not gonna dude. Okay, here's the cool thing. Here's the cool thing about the Gundam, like the Gunpla community. They, in my experience, they're not mean. There are a lot of nice people in there.
I know that, but like for the comedy side of things, I want Xander like just getting angry at me for comedy, like comedy angry, not real angry.
No lie, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this. I have tried to piss off the Gunpla community on multiple occasions, and they will not. They refuse to get mad. There's not an ounce of fucking anger. They are the most patient, most kind, most loving fucking community of people I've ever seen. All they want to do is share their hobby and help you get better at their hobby. And like any fucking thing you try, they're friendlier than fucking Canadians, dude. Like you can eventually set a Canadian off. Like there are ways you can eventually just start insulting maple syrup. Bam, it's done. Like fucking maple syrup's. Well, that would piss me off too.
Or
in
play
defense
a soccer
of Canadians,
game with them and they'll beat the US 2-0.
In defense of Canadians, though, I would get pissed off if somebody insulted maple syrup to my face. Maple syrup is fucking goddamn amazing. It's one of the fucking wonders of the goddamn world, and they have every right to get pissed off if somebody insults that. But like Gunpla fans, you can't. You could be like, that's the shittiest fucking build I've ever seen. You didn't sand down that fucking nub right. You should fucking low tier god meme yourself right now. And they'll be like, oh, well, I'll take that into consideration on my next build. Maybe not the low tier god part, because, you know, if I died, I couldn't exactly build another Gundam, and that wouldn't allow me to get better. But I will take your standing points into consideration. Do you mind explaining what exactly you don't like about the sanding here? I thought that I kind of got the finish here, but if you could explain exact, and then you're like, fuck, they're asking for legitimate criticism because now they're engaging. Shit, fuck, how do you do this? And then you just go, oh, I fucked your mom, and then you get banned from the forum because you're not allowed to say, well, actually, no, I didn't get banned. They don't even ban you for saying they fucked your mom. They're just like, oh, that's good. I hope she liked that.
See, here's the thing.
The problem's like, well, she needed a man in her life, so good for her.
No, the Gunpla community are some of the nicest people I've ever interacted with, and whenever I post pictures, I'm honestly like I'm pretty good friends with my friend Ordo. Shout outs to Plan Ordo, by the way. He actually has his own podcast where he talks about Fire Emblem. And the
It's the Horse Twitter account officially follows that podcast as a Twitter account, so consider that an endorsement from It's the Horse.
Absolutely. And he was excited to see me get the Gundam because that man loves him some Gundam. Like Master Asia is his favorite character. Like I can't think of Master Asia without thinking about Ordo. And like he's seen me post pictures of my builds. Like I've got a couple right there. I've got the Zero Wing Gundam, I've got the Kamakiri's Burning Gundam, and I've got I've built my own little Gurren Lagann from the Nindroid, and then I got the Pliobot Lazingon, and I built a Mega Man Zero model kit too. And like he's liked all the pictures I posted of them. He's like, yeah, you did really good on this one. Like that looks great. Like even though I'm like, I know I did bad on the Zero. That Zero Wing one took me forever because I lost a piece, and then I found that piece when I was going through my boxes. I found it and I put it all together. Like bro, like that was the first one I ever built. Like it is so fucking like. Let me grab it real quick. This shit. Hold on.
Is it scuffed? Is it scuffy wuffy?
Ordo was there when I built Gunpla. I love how shiny he is.
I think I'll literally do a stream. I'll just stream it just so I want Xander to bully me. I just want Xander wholesome bullying me the whole way through.
Okay, so if
like, and where's your god hands?
Yeah, if I'm wholesome bullying you, what I'll do is I'll be like, okay there, bud. That was a good attempt there, but a little improvement to your technique would be if you do this and then come back here like this.
I'll do it again.
Bob Ross bully.
But not shit. Yeah. I probably didn't do it like the most zen bullying.
We don't make this
because you're the least zen motherfucker.
We don't make mistakes here, Adam. We just make cool customizations.
See, like mine's falling apart in my hands because I didn't build it very well. But like this was a real bitch to build. And then getting the wings on there, honestly, at this point, I'm just about to glue these motherfucking wings onto this thing because I'm tired of them falling off.
Is that an Endless Waltz variant?
I think so.
I can't remember exactly which ones, but I remember the Gundam wing ones had an issue with the wings at some point. And I can't remember if it was the Endless Waltz variants or if those were the good ones. I remember, so when I first started building Gunpla, I had only seen G Gundam once as a kid, and I didn't engage with Gundam ever. The first ones I bought were the Build Fighters Burning Gundam with the actual flames on him. That's super fucking cool. And then the second one, yeah, I think I bought that one for you too.
You did. I love it.
And then I bought the Iron-Blooded Orphans Barbados. I don't know how the fuck it's pronounced. I've never watched that series. But I was like, ooh, cool, dual swords and wings. And so I bought those too. And then after I built those, I was like, bam, I'm hooked. And I just kept buying Gunpla. I have so many. My favorite one is... my favorite one's the Gundam, the Origin fucking RX-7802. I'll be right back. Devon, you and Adam now talk while I grab my Gundam.
Okay, so anyway, I just to make a point here, this is the first one I've ever built, and I did a very bad job of it, and I could have done better, but I have never received criticism on it. I have never been bitched up because of it, and honestly, it's one of my favorite figurines I think I own. Just because I built it myself. Like no one, I didn't buy it from somebody already pre-made. It didn't come like this, already pre-built and shit. I got to build this, and it's my own custom Gundam. I built it myself, and I think it's a pride sort of thing that I like the way it looks, you know, and I like it a lot. And another thing I like about it is like on brass tacks, let's be real, Gundam building is basically just like more advanced Legos or puzzle.
It seems to be less. It seems to be less advanced Warhammer, because Warhammer you need glue. You need to be able to do glue and paint it, of course. Okay. In this case, kind of pre-painted, just got to stick of them, right?
I would not say that the inclusion of glue makes Warhammer like more involved. I would say that the fact that you do painting's a necessity for the Warhammer characters. There is a higher like initial skill ceiling, I'd say. But when it comes to Gunpla specifically, like most people buy these figures and then customize them and paint them and do the crazy shit with them too. So I'd say Warhammer and Gundam, if you don't count the fact that Warhammer has like a war game aspect behind it, are about the same as far as skill level goes. They snap together versus glue thing, I don't think makes anything easier or harder. It's more of just what do you prefer.
Fair enough. Also, you also got with the Warhammer thing is the game behind it, so you got to make sure you're getting the right pieces on there. And if you do custom parts, like you've either got to find the part order or you got to make it out of green stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's a very involved hobby. And then there's of course the huge divide of people who can play but can't paint, and the people who can paint but can't play.
Yeah.
I was in the second category.
So fucking when I finally started getting into Gundam, fucking I was a security guard at this shitty little job right after homelessness, and I bought like those couple of Gundam that I said, and then I started reading at my post Gundam the Origin, the manga that was a retelling of 0079, and that's what actually got me fucking hooked. I was like, all right, I have to watch this series now. And in 0079, there's a slight redesign of the original mobile suit, the Gundam RX 78-2, called the 7802.
Let me get some glue for this bitch.
And I ended up buying him, the limited edition version of him that has all the true markings and stuff. And I had to go.
That's really cool.
I had to go and renew my security card, and you can't do that online in Washington because the state is stupid, and for whatever reason that was backwards as fuck. And I had to go all the way to fucking the capital of Washington in a different county on like a 3-hour fucking bus ride to go renew my security card. Ooh. And when I got back, I built this motherfucker, and this is the only Gundam that I have actually, and it's not going to come across very well on camera, but I've actually applied all of the stickers and the labels and all the decals, and I fucking added like little like bits of customization and stuff too. And in order to seal it all off and keep the stickers there, it has a layer of top coat on it, a clear coat, Mr. Color, that I've just, or it was Mr. Clear. Mr. Color's the brand that I've done over it, so the stickers won't fucking come off. It's like they're actually a part of the thing. And I don't know if it's still in here, but I have it also wired up to have an LED, so the lights actually fucking glow. And I think I picked purple.
That's amazing. That's really cool. I've never seen that redesign, but I can already tell like it looks really cool. The one I really want to get, I'm nerding out right now because we're talking about Gunpla, and I still want to talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus, but I really want to get the Mark II Gundam, because that's a fucking clean design. Like I love it. I love the Mark II.
The black.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that fucking the thing I'll say about fucking Gundam, even on the series that may not be very good, the robot design fucking slaps. I don't have to have a single idea of what's going on in a series to look at a robot and be like, I want to build that robot.
It's pretty sick. This is a wing aspect I'm going with now. Anyway, I feel bad because no one's going to see these pictures or see what we're talking about because they can't see our Gundams. But
put some pictures in the description. Send like Xander and Imga a link to the thing, and like
I'm going to glue this one and have it posed differently finally.
And this time, unlike last time, I'll actually put them in the video because it won't be a funny joke if I don't do it this time. Also, check it out, Charizard.
That's sick. That's sick. I love it.
I had him doing a fucking Tekken pose, or no, actually a Mortal Kombat pose against the RX-72.
I like it. I like the redesign of the RX-72
because that's like the Mishima thing that like Heihachi does.
Oh, my favorite thing about this fucking Zaku too is the way they build the eye array in here. You can't see it on my camera because it's too small, but the eye moves around as he's looking around and it tracks.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That's amazing. But back to the whole thing though. It's like Gundam, honestly, I like the fandom. I like the people in the Gundam fandom. I like the stories. I like everybody. Unironically, I did not realize how many of my mutuals were into Gundam until I started watching Gundam, because I had so many people reacting and like liking my tweets about my first go through of Gundam that I was just like, I didn't realize I had this many Gundam mutuals. Shout outs to all of you, by the way. I don't know if you guys all listen to the podcast, but if you've gotten this far, you're listening to me talk about Gundam and gush about Gundam. I understand it now. I'm 100% Gundam pilled. I love the series. I'm looking forward to going through Zeta, Char's Counterattack. I'm looking forward to that. After that, I will probably dip my toes into some G Gundam, see where that leads me. I'm on board with it now. I am honestly 100% irrevocably a fan of Gundam now, and I have honestly all of you guys to thank, because if it weren't for you guys, I probably wouldn't have given it a shot. And honestly, I think I'm gonna be in it for life now, just because of this. I am, but let it be known, I am still a Gurren Lagann fan first and foremost. So if it ever comes down to it, and I got to pull one of my series out of the fire, it's Gurren Lagann every time. I'm sorry, no kayfabe, but
well,
but
also
that's
to
how it
be
is.
fair to Gurren Lagann, I don't think any Gundam series has invented a Gundam on the scale with Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, so it couldn't.
That's true.
Or Super Tengen Toppa. I mean to say, fuck.
Yeah. Super Tengen Toppa
Super
Gurren.
what?
Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Isn't Tenga the egg
No,
thing?
Tengen. Tengen Toppa is heaven piercing.
So Tenga, the wank toy, means like heaven wank?
No. Stop it.
Devon, the best way to end this is to just stay quiet, and then I can just edit it out.
Oh, why would you do that to me, Xander? Fuck you, too. It was funny.
So anyway, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Cunts. You absolute pair of cunts.
Editor's note, keep all that in.
But so, editor's note, if you cut it out, I will go to Washington and fucking.
I don't
So-
live in
Hit
Washington.
you
I
with
live
a baguette.
in Washington. There's an R there.
Washington.
Okay, whatever. Point is, baguette time.
Anyway. So Pokemon Legends Arceus just came out. Literally like 2 days ago as of this recording. God, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't. Go ahead. You go ahead. I feel like I've been talking a lot. We've both been talking a lot, but like,
I did not watch a single trailer except for the initial like reveal, I think, because I was with friends watching the E3 or whatever when that happened. Didn't follow the press, didn't pay attention to any of that shit. I went in this completely blind. This opinion has no hype behind it. It has no expectations, nothing. It was just this is just a pure raw opinion. This is the most fucking fun I've had with a Pokemon game in fucking like fucking ages. Oh my fucking god,
Yeah.
I love this fucking game so fucking much, dude. I'm fighting a mod shop in a fucking goddamn cave right now because I'm a fucking degenerate, and the entire time we've been recording this podcast I've been playing.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, to not give too much away, this is kind of the direction Pokemon has needed to go into for a while now. Instead of doing the whole, like, okay, I will admit, Sword and Shield kind of shook things up by, or not, I wouldn't even say Sword and Shield shook things up because they kind of went back to doing badges and gyms. Sun and Moon shook things up by getting rid of the whole badges and instead doing the trial captains and the totem Pokemon and stuff like that. Like that, I will admit, that was interesting. I had fun with that. But this is a whole different beast. Like, I don't want to give it the whole Breath of the Wild but Pokemon, but like, honestly, like, that's a really great way to explain it.
I wouldn't
like,
go that
there's-
far because Breath of the Wild is like way more free and stuff. I will say that
no, absolutely.
It takes inspiration from Breath of the Wild as far as the getting the fuck out of the player's way. As soon as it lets you start catching Pokemon, it's just like, you want to do the main quest? Go for it. You want to just fuck around for 16 hours or just keep doing research for no reason, for no benefit other than your own personal enjoyment? I'm 16 hours into the game.
Yeah, honestly, like the best thing they have done, the best thing this game has done, if I can credit anything to this game without giving away too many spoilers and anything, because obviously, yes, it takes place in the past. You are building the first Pokedex for the Hisui region. That is the point of the game. giving me specific tasks to do while catching Pokemon, like having to feed a Pokemon a certain number of times, see a specific move done a certain number of times, do a specific attack a certain number of times, catch a certain number of Pokemon of this Pokemon specifically, catch it a specific way, evolve it this many times, is the best fucking thing they have ever done. Never in my life have I ever given a shit to catch a Bidoof aside from catching it one time to do Pokedex data. I have caught like 40 fucking Bidoofs just because the game was like, hey, you should catch a Bidoof this many times. You should do this many times. Giving me a fucking checklist is honestly the best way to actually get me to complete a Pokedex. Like, holy shit. I will actually go through this game and do what I want. Like, bro, I have not spent money on Pokeballs because, like, I found out, like, you can, like, cultivate apricorns. And I got, like, a bumper crop of 68 apricorns. And I've just been using that bumper crop, like, for a little while now, just to create Pokeballs and do that. Like, when I'm low on Pokeballs, like, oh shit, I better check my inventory, craft like 30 Pokeballs. All right, I'm good. Like, bro, I have just been running around catching Pokemon. I found a wild fucking Monferno, and I'm just like, yo, that's going in the party right now. And like, man, it's just so good. And honestly, like if they keep Legends as its own separate thing and like keep making Legend games in the vein of like going to the past and like having a free roaming Pokemon game and being able to like do what I want and not like tell me what to do or put me on a specific path to do shit, you're going to have my money for the rest of time. Like, I am sorry. That's a fact. Like, I literally went to 3 separate stores today to buy my copy. I've been playing my wife's copy that I got her for her birthday. I went to 3 separate stores just to find a copy, and I got the last copy my local Walmart had. Like, it's worth doing. Honestly, like, if you can get your hands on a copy, do it as soon as possible, and please just play this game. It is that much fun.
Fucking
yeah, I fully intend to get it. I know wife wants to stream it. So obviously we're gonna have to get it. I actually, one thing I really want to do is get a second Switch because of games like this, because I am very interested in it. And it's kind of hit me that like we really should get a second Switch and like an extra dock. Put an extra dock downstairs for my downstairs playing together, and then just have I can keep a Switch in here and she can keep a Switch in her office.
You can get I have a dock I got for like 30 something bucks, and it's really
that's what I was gonna do.
It's
one of the cheapy ones to put downstairs.
It's low profile. It works great. I use it when I stream. You wouldn't even know that I'm using an off-brand dock. It's fantastic, and I love it because I can unplug it from the HDMI and it works as a stand and charges. I can still see my screen. So like, it's honestly the best.
I know I've got to work out though the transfer stuff. Then it can be a pain.
Oh, it's not that hard.
Her Animal Crossing. Her Animal Crossing is entirely on that Switch. To be fair, what have I got on that Switch I really care about?
Yeah.
A few things I've bought, but at the same time, I could probably just grab a. Then again, if I buy it, I know Rip really likes using the handheld mode. So if I get a new one, I'm probably going to get the OLED one, and then that's going to be, well, I want that. Transfer shift this one. Here we go. Got to work that out. I'll get you to walk it through me for that one.
Yeah, but it's hands down, like, it's a great Pokemon game. And I genuinely want to see more. Like, I already want a Pokemon Legends like Celebi where you go back in time in Johto and like you see like Ecruteak City while the 10 towers are still fully constructed. Ooh, and before the lightning strike happens and kills those Pokemon that are in the tower and Ho-Oh resurrects them, like, give me the chance to save those Pokemon or something, or like let me see the actual creation of Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, and like this, just everything. Like, there's so much. Okay, Johto has so much of a deep connection to pretty much almost every single Pokemon game. Like, and I'm going to be 100% honest. Yes, it's tied to Kanto because it's like right on the other side of Kanto. It has a connection with Sinnoh because of the Sinjo ruins, and just like there's an entire event with Arceus in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Johto is referenced in a lot of the games, and it's honestly, like, again,
it's referenced a lot in Gen 3 because that's where the player character just moved.
Yeah, the player character moved from Johto. Like there's a lot of Johto love in a lot of Pokemon games. Like you it's hard to throw a rock without hitting something Johto related. Johto has so much history going for it. Like there's literally a man who crafts Pokeballs in there, and that's what you're doing. Like you could meet Kurt's ancestor. You could meet ancestors to these characters. Like you meet so many ancestors of characters in different regions of different Pokemon games in Hisui. And there's just a lot that can be done with that. And I think that there is a lot on the table Game Freak could do, and I'm genuinely excited. Like
I'm just
go ahead.
I'm just glad there's a spin-off that seems to be sticking, because it's no secret they've been trying to do spin-offs for a while now to try and, diversify their portfolio of mainline games. And like, I know there's conflicting opinions on this podcast alone about the Let's Go series, but the Let's Go games definitely did not land the way they thought they would. So it's nice hearing that this one has landed, and it does seem like it will be a nice way going forward for a spin-off.
Yeah.
For a spin-off that can be along the same lines as the mainline games.
Yeah. It honestly, like, it could become the new mainline. Because like the smartest thing they did, and this is something I was talking about with Ale, and it's an issue with Pokemon in general, is that it's going to get to a point where they can't add any more new Pokemon to the game without it getting to a point where there's too many to even feasibly catch. And I get why they got rid of a lot of Pokemon in Sword and Shield because of that reason. We were already 800. It's not the fact that there are too many Pokemon. It's the fact that there are too many Pokemon to reasonably keep adding new Pokemon and it'd be expected to complete a Pokedex of that size.
I just wish they didn't make them inaccessible, like if you want to go through the way of getting them, be it through like Pokemon Bank or whatever it's called. Just don't make them completely inaccessible. Make them accessible so you can use them if you want to.
And here's the thing with Pokemon Legends Arceus, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go and trade Pokemon with somebody. You don't have to go through the bank and move Pokemon up and shit. Everything's available in the base game. And
that's interesting.
That's genuinely how it should be. Like going forward, like I love this. Like, and I'm about to see how the multiplayer works soon too, because I got my own copy finally, and I can play with my wife, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And this game, it's just got like I think Xander had opinions on it when he was talking about it and like how he felt about it, and I'm trying to remember, like, what was it you tweeted, dude? Like I completely forgot.
This morning?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm waiting for an opportunity to do all of my stuff, so you can say everything you want to say first.
Okay, I'll say everything I want to say first. There's so little bad things to say about this game. Like there are some bad things, and I think the one thing people have been complaining about has been the graphics, and that's why they don't want to play it. But here's the thing, bro, it's a fucking Switch.
It's also 2022. Are we not past this?
Yeah,
yet?
like who fucking cares? Like I don't give a shit if the game looks bad anymore, as long as it.
I'll give them some of the graphical things. In handheld mode, I don't fucking notice shit. In handheld mode, the game processes itself and the field of view perfectly, where there's no weird pop-in or any of that shit happening. In docked mode, this game is fucking atrocious. In
That's
docked
weird.
mode, fucking it. Like right now, I'm on top of this mountain, and it populates the trees, but only to a certain point. But instead of like in handheld mode, it has this fog after that certain point. It renders the rest of the land, so I can see the rest of the land, but there's no more trees and everything's barren and this gross, ugly texture. The skybox are amazing because like they look like watercolors, and a lot of what this game's going for looks like watercolors, and I love that shit. But like, they didn't optimize docked mode. It seems like they should have kept the same kind of fog going on. I understand that when it's in docked mode, it's more of a console experience, so you want to increase the field of view kind of thing to give it more of a console experience. But to me, that it suffers the similar issue that Grand Theft Auto the remasters do when you don't count any other glitches or any of that stuff. They remove the fog in the city, so the cities now seem less dense than they did on the PS2. Fog goes a long way in games where that are on hardware that can't necessarily handle it. This is an Android tablet, so I have no qualms about how it looks. Just optimize it a little bit better. That's my only issues with the graphics, though.
See, and on that note about the fog thing, like that was a big issue, and that's still an issue people are having with the Nintendo Switch Online emulator of the Nintendo 64 games, because without that fog, it's making those Nintendo 64 games look like shit, and that's a big problem with like specific Ocarina of Time. They have fixed some things with the Nintendo Switch Online service for that, but not enough that I would still pay that much money for it, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But back to Pokemon, I haven't had that problem. I haven't been noticing it, but I think I've kind of exclusively been playing it in docked mode because of me having to be at work all the time, and I haven't been playing it handheld. I'll be playing a little bit of it handheld soon, but
wait, it's also because you work from home, so like in your setup, it makes sense for you just to leave it there on a separate monitor.
Exactly.
I've got to work that out actually, because I'm also now working from home, so I've got to work something out.
Yeah, again, tiny dock, it helps. But maybe, I don't know, maybe playing it in handheld mode, I'll see some differences, and I'll understand where you're coming from on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, genuinely, dude, I have no complaints about this game, aside from just the very little I had.
I don't have any complaints about its like any of its gameplay or its presentation or any of that stuff, because even like the graphical stuff that I just said is relatively minor, because like obviously I'm still playing it literally as we're speaking right now. There are a lot of weird glitches and shit that I'm running into that I don't normally see in a Pokemon game. I feel like it could have been delayed another month or two just to polish up some of the stuff. Because some of those glitches, like, for instance, when I first started playing the game, now I have to pause it because I'm going to get in depth with this thing. The first night I played this, I ran into a Ponyta, and I threw a Pokeball at it. It missed, and it ran. You know, that was fine, because, you know, whatever. The Ponyta's AI then glitched, and then its head cracked backwards at me and kept looking at me while its body was facing forward, and then it ran right into, like, the lake it was in front of, and then despawned in the lake. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then I had fucking a Bidoof walk by and then teleport on top of a tree and then fall down the tree.
Yeah.
And then I've had the Abra, of course, fucking like completely disappear. Like there
I've seen some glitches. Sorry, I saw one glitch. One that's going on right now is Pokemon that have the move Giga Impact. If they're against a slope or a tree, they'll charge and they're charging at you. They'll Giga Impact into the tree, and then like slowly gain altitude and then just fly out into the fucking air. Like I've seen that happen with a Snorlax and a Heracross. I'm just like,
that's
well, all right. And I have seen some glitches, graphical glitches, where like I saw a Japanese guy. He was walking towards the woman that sells clothes, and all of a sudden his polygons just exploded, and they were both just a mess of spikes. And I'm just like, okay, that's glitchy. We should get that fixed.
Yeah. I totally suspect that they'll patch it, because like they've been patching Pokemon games, like, so that should be good. Hopefully they do address the textures in docked mode. Just look so fucking blurry. Like if people want to compare it to Breath of the Wild, but like Breath of the Wild, for instance, in dock mode still renders things well. You know what I mean? Like even when it's doing the dynamic resolution scaling, textures don't look blurry, but like you look down at the ground texture like in this game and it just looks like fucking garbage. When Breath of the Wild is an actual open world game. This is just open zone. This isn't like an actual open world game. Like
well, Breath of the Wild also had the advantage of being on Wii U. That was then, it was developed with Wii U in mind, and then when the Switch came along, they put it on Switch. It was kind of made for less powerful hardware to begin with.
Yeah, but but like they've had years. The Switch is 5 fucking years old at this point. They've had years to be able to figure out how to optimize the shit for the hardware.
Well, okay, and then on that note, though, to be fair, this is Game Freak, not Nintendo in-house. So that's also something you have to take into consideration.
There's hardly a distinction when it comes to the availability of their development ability and the hardware and software tweaks that they're given access to. They should have a more thorough understanding of the hardware, given that though they're not Nintendo, Game Freak's Nintendo.
Yeah, and also
there's always stories about Game Freak needing help from somebody.
Yeah, and also on that note, they have released how many games for the Switch now? Like Sword and Shield, Pikachu Eevee, Diamond and Pearl. I mean, Diamond and Pearl remakes were done by ILCA, but still, that's But what other game? I could have sworn they've released some other games on the Switch, but I don't remember what they were. But
I want to reiterate, I'm not shitting on this game.
Mm-hmm.
There are I feel like there are arguments to be had about how the game looks, and versus how it plays and stuff, because it performs fine. The game itself, I feel like could handle a higher graphical fidelity. It's just a little bit of tweaking, and it's like I don't think they have to like change textures or anything. The game looked great. Like when it's like the trees look good, it looks like a watercolor painting, and I like the aesthetic of it. It's just there's a middle ground for me between the weird people who are like, this game looks like a shitty PS2 game when no PS game ever looked this good ever. Like even with my own complaints about this game, it looks fucking 3 times better than any PS2 game ever did. Okami's the best looking PS2 game like of all time, and it looks better than that.
I have to say, like, I hate to trade you off, but like that's a fucking stupid argument, because look at like Silent Hill 2 and 3. Those games are visually great, and those are what, PS2? Like,
look at Kingdom Hearts 2.
Like, for God's sake, if you want to get on like, wow, it looks like a game made for inferior hardware, great. Let's bring out the most graphically beautiful game of all time, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Okay, and we're gonna put the argument to bed. Right. Yeah,
there. Wind Waker looks amazing. Cell shaded graphics did a lot for that game, and I love it to this day.
All the Wii U version did was make it HD and fix the Triforce quest, and boom, we good. Carry on. But sorry, Xander, carry on. Too many carry off that. I just hate that.
Yeah, that's stupid. Those guys, I'm not defending them. They're stupid.
No. They are stupid.
But the people who are also like
stupid.
This game looks amazing, and there's nothing wrong with it graphically at all, are also fucking delusional. There's a middle ground here. I feel like the game could have used a couple more months in-house. But as it is, fucking, it's still like a 9 out of 10 fucking, it's a revitalization of Pokemon. Like, there's not 2 versions. I'm not locked out of fucking shit behind a fucking paywall because they decided to slap fucking tits or ass as a title of the fucking Pokemon game. I'm so fucking sick of 2 Pokemon games being released in an era where fucking DLC and shit is the norm and all that. I should not have to pay fucking $120 goddamn dollars to fucking get the full fucking Pokedex. You're deluding yourself. I
think the idea is just supposed to.
No, it's fucking bullshit. It's always been a fucking marketing scheme. It's never been about fucking like promoting multiplayer. It's always been about maximizing profits. And anybody who tells you otherwise is a fucking Nintendo shill. That's it. It's always been about money. But we're at the point where there is no data excuse to have 2 fucking versions anymore. Give me the full fucking game in one. And they did here. It's not fucking... They didn't give me Pokemon Legends fucking... What is it? Palkia or Dialga or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
They gave me one fucking game. All of the fucking Pokemon are in the game. I'm not locked out of shit. There's no... Yet. I haven't seen it. There's no online shit that is going to be shut down fucking 5 years from now that's going to lock me out of fucking games or like content or any of that shit. There's no new gimmick that's introduced in this game that's not going to be fucking useful once they shut down a side game it's attached to or some shit like that. It is a full-fledged fucking game that just fucking lets you fucking have some fun with it. Like, I am not going to discredit the Pokédex collecting in the original games because I have a complete Pokédex all the way up to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, like that era. I have a complete fucking national dex. I am that fucking weird fucking like, I gotta catch all of them shit. Like, it's fun for me. But this game makes me feel like there's actually a fucking point to me catching these Pokemon. Where in the past it's like, oh, I'm doing it for the collection and because the Pokedex tells me I'm like a fucking Pokemon master when I do that. Like, it's a numbers game.
Shiny chain.
In this fucking game, it's legitimately like I'm researching things that people don't fucking know about. I'm gathering information. I'm doing work in this field, and it feels fucking phenomenal. It feels rewarding. I'm just going through, and instead of like grinding up fucking levels to go challenge a gym leader or whatever, I'm fighting this fucking weird fucking mushroom thing for the 16th time because I want to see it use fucking stun spore on me one more time so I can take note of the fucking goddamn biological effects it has on the fucking Pokemon it's used against. I'm doing fucking goddamn science, bitch! And it feels good.
And that's and on that note, it's also you're introducing these people of Hisui to Pokemon and kind of letting people learn how to interact with and live with Pokemon in an era where, from what we're used to, people and Pokemon have been inseparable for as long as, you know, the inception of Pokemon has been a thing. in our lives. Like people always have Pokemon
Yeah.
in the Pokemon world.
I guess so that aspect's vaguely interesting to me, but like even if this game was set in the normal modern Pokemon world and it wasn't a weird fucking isekai and like wasn't in the past and shit, like just the addition of the research fucking tasks and the way it gets you actually involved in the process of filling out this Pokédex, like that alone would have gotten me on board with that. But then, as you were saying, everything else, holy shit. I actually am intrigued by the characters in a fucking Pokemon game for the first time since fucking Black and White. Oh, and I'm not a 10-year-old. I'm 15. I'm 5 years older, Mom.
Was it implied they were older in X and Y, or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of something else, I think.
Yeah, they're pretty much always 10-year-olds in the mainline games. In my head, I age them up, and I ignore the fact that we're supposed to be 10-year-olds because I don't feel like a 10-year-old anymore, and that's just kind of weird for me. But like the fact that this is aimed at a older target demographic, I feel like. I feel like a little kid can still play this game and still just have fucking a blast with it. Like if this came out when I was like fucking a kid, holy shit, dude. Being able to walk around the fucking Pokemon world and sneak up to these Pokemon and interact with them, like fucking I just had this fucking Ponyta. I just walked up to it and it wasn't afraid of me. It didn't get like weird. And I just started like hanging around me or whatever. I just started feeding it shit for no reason, and it started following me around until eventually I accidentally spooked it, and then it fucking headbutted me and started attacking me and shit. Like that would have blew my mind as a kid. I'd be like, it's a real fucking thing. Like,
dude, like I've been watching Ale play, and like she'll just be like doing research or like trying to catch a Pokemon. Or she'll be like looking at her team or something, and all of a sudden like a Pokemon will just walk up to her and just kind of like look at her, and she'll be like, oh, and she'll feed it, and it just kind of stays there and just looks at her, and she's like, I'm gonna catch you, and she'll catch it. Like she did it with like a Spheal, a Bidoof, an Apom. Like, dude, it's I can genuinely say like there are Pokemon here that like I just want to just be around. Like I don't know. I love it.
It feels way more of like I'm actually exploring a fucking environment that these things fucking live in, rather than I'm walking in tall grass to trigger an encounter. Which, again, I don't have a problem with that because I've played those fucking games. I love the RPG aspects and all that stuff, but this is like... A lot of people are like, oh, I hope this continues as a side series. I cannot go back to a core Pokemon game after this. I'm sorry. I own Sword or Shield, one of those. I forget which one I own. I didn't open it because I was completing the Pokédex and Fire Red when I was rebuilding Game Boys, and that was my hyperfixation at the time. So I didn't get around to playing it. I bought it when it was like on a discount or some shit. I impulse bought that motherfucker. I never opened it, and now I don't know if I fucking can, because like I didn't finish Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. I got fucking bored in the middle of that shit. Like that shit got way too fucking like, go here, do this. No, you can't do that, silly. That's blocked off right now. This game's like, all right, you're part of our team now. You did your trial. You're like maybe half an hour in. All right, you can do the main quest or not. We're not gonna hold your hand. And like the main quest, even when you do it, doesn't infuriate me. It's not like, oh, did you know blah blah blah. It's like, no, you're a person. You have a brain. You can figure stuff out by doing it. And I'm like, oh my god, everything about this fucking game. Like the complaints I had at the beginning. The reason I did those at the beginning was because I have no other fucking complaints about this game. Like I don't at all. You can change your moves out without forgetting moves, and then swap the moves back in if you want to use those moves later. That's a fucking game changer. In my brain, even as a kid, I'm like, when I learn how to karate chop, I don't have to forget how to fucking roundhouse to learn how to karate chop. I can keep learning both of those. I can keep using both of those. Why is my fucking Pokemon not smart enough? If it can understand human speech and form a relationship with me, why does it have to learn? Why does it have to forget how to fucking breathe in order to fucking learn how to fucking leer? So fucking stupid. But this game's like, nah, we're still going to limit you to 4 move slots, so it's still balanced. And you can't like, obviously you can't like bring in your stupid shit. But here you go. The stats, the weird fucking like the status ailments, they're like different.
They go away. Yeah, Like Pokemon don't fall asleep; they get drowsy, which means they don't move as quickly. Paralysis is still paralysis. Poison is still poison. But like after battle, it goes away.
Yeah, and there's so many quality of life things with the status. Do IVs exist? I think they do because I know that I caught. Okay, so I caught 600 Bidoof in one go.
Mm-hmm.
Like in one go, they paid me 20 grand for 600 Bidoof. It was amazing. That's when I knew I loved this game. Because I was like, will this game let me catch 600 Bidoof and then go back to town? And it's like, you caught 600 Pokemon. They're all Bidoof, but 600 Pokemon, here's 20 grand. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So then I looked through, I got rid of all the Bidoof that were over like level 3. And then I got rid of all the Bidoof that had EVs over at the side. Because the numbers at the side are your EVs.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at all the ones with the 0 EVs at level 3, and it looked like IVs do exist because they all had different stats.
Yeah, IVs. I mean, IVs and EVs are always going to be a thing in Pokemon. Inherently, they're still going to be there. But
yeah, they've been there since Gen.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that I can see the EVs now. Like,
well, you could you could see them in Gen 5.
Yeah,
you could see the little chart had the one. You could see it there. But I know what you mean though. Is actually a better way.
They got rid of Super
Yeah,
Training.
they show you. Yeah.
So
that Super Train. Oh my God. Of all the things to get rid of, getting rid of Super Training was the dumbest fucking thing. Like, come on. That was like the best way to train your Pokemon and to EV train them was through the Super Training. Why would you get rid of that?
And the minigames were actually fun. But this isn't ranting about that. Fucking But yeah, I love this fucking game. I love the mastered move systems. I love switching between agile and strong depending on the situation. Mainly just because I like the animations and I love seeing my fucking what is it? Quillava is the second form.
Yeah, Quillava's the second
I love
form.
seeing my Quillava go doo, and then seeing a Stroll go on and it goes doo doo doo, and then fucking he dramatically goes and attacks a dude for no reason. I love
the animations too. Look great as well. Like the battle animations look great. Like they actually move forward and then do stuff.
Yeah.
Like when they come out of the Pokeballs, they'll do things.
It's just so
like,
when I first saw the battles, I was like, ooh. And
you can run around in front of the attacks and still get hit by them.
I got
like,
yeeted by a hyper beam doing that because I was trying to reposition myself, and this fucking Cricket Trot, the big one.
Yeah, Cricketot.
He fucking hyper beamed my fucking Quillava as I ran in front of it, and knocked my ass. I was like, oh. And then so after that, I was like, oh, can my own Pokemon hurt me? And it can too. You can walk in front of your own Pokemon to attack and fucking yeet yourself with it. It's fucking amazing. I love that shit. Fucking, the fuck was I saying?
You were squirting all over the floor about how good the battle system is.
Yeah, fucking being able to walk around and like position myself and move before the battle actually ends, and like start walking towards the next thing I want to go do as the battle's ending instead of waiting for the fucking menu to take me back to the overworld. I didn't think that would make so much of a difference, but oh my God, it does. And my favorite thing about being in battles is when I got the Pokemon down to the little red thing, instead of going into the item menu and selecting a Pokeball, I just fucking clicked the throw the Pokeball button, and I throw a fucking Pokeball at it.
Oh, that's in.
And I skip.
That's in Gen 5-4 they had that? Well, there's a little option on the touchscreen is press that. And then you go straight to your ball bag, and you can.
But this is literally choose. This is literally in this game. You hold this button right here to ready the Pokeball to throw it.
Okay.
In the battle, you can click the same button.
How many
just to throw a fucking
there?
Pokeball at him.
How many types of Pokeballs are there?
Oh no, there are several Pokeballs.
Yeah. So how do you choose a type then in that situation?
You can go. You can change the ball.
So there's a quick menu that is always there, and you just scroll and then bam.
Okay.
So the cool thing about
so it's a more optimized version of that touchscreen. Tap it, it throws.
The cool thing about this game is like it's the crafting system. I love the crafting system. I have had so much money. I spent all of it on just upgrading my bag. I have not spent money on Pokeballs. I barely spent money on Pokeballs because of the crafting system. I touched on this earlier, but like the crafting system is so intricate. Like just collecting items is fun, and like I've seen some of the Pokeballs you make, because Allie is way ahead of me. Like she is playing that game like crazy, and she can craft Ultra Balls, Great Balls, Pokeballs, Heavy Balls, wing balls. There's like another ball I haven't even seen yet. Like it makes sense. You can craft all these different types of Pokeballs because of Kurt creating different Pokeballs from different apricorns. It's like it's the same fucking thing. I'm just like, oh my god, I feel amazing. I am like self-sufficient and doing all this cool shit. I can make my own potions. I can make my own Pokeballs. I can make my own revives. It's just like, bro, this fucking crafting system is awesome and I love it.
That's
good.
I like the crafting system too, which is wild because fucking 2 months ago I was going, I'm so fucking tired of every single fucking video game thinking it needs to add a fucking crafting system. And then this Pokemon was like, all right, hold my beer. I don't have to go back to town to buy a fucking goddamn Pokeballs. I can just go, hey, Ponyta, you stupid slut, fucking go get those apricorn from right there, and fucking go get that fucking stone from right there. And then I build a great ball, and I just throw it at a monkey, and the monkey goes, fuck you, and slaps the ball out of the way and hits me with a hyper beam because it's a big monkey. I love this game.
So wait, you can just build a ball like that. Why the hell did it take Kurt a day?
Because Kurt is old.
And a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm more inclined that he might be lazy.
That too.
Well, to be fair, it was just a gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. And on the topic of beer, though, speaking of holding beers, complete 180. So Mountain Dew is apparently doing adult versions of their beverages.
Oh yeah, the fucking Mountain Dew hard seltzer water, 0 sugar. I want it.
I kind of hate those hard seltzer type things. I mean, I also dislike Mountain Dew. I cannot drink Mountain Dew for the life of me. I have never tried Baja Blast because I just don't like the regular stuff.
Okay.
But the viral tweet goes round of adult Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and I'm like, okay.
So here's the thing. I also hate Mountain Dew. In fact, for the longest time, I didn't even try Baja Blast because like I don't even like Mountain Dew. What are the odds I would like this? I was a fucking fool. I wasted so much of my life not having Baja Blast, and then I could finally have Baja Blast again. And then I was like, man, I love this. And then I made the wise decision to cut sugar out of my diet, which, let's be real, smart decision. I'm healthier for it. However, means no more Baja Blast for Devon. Addendum to that, though, there is a 0 sugar Baja Blast that I got to try, and it was heavenly. Addendum to that, though, I can't fucking find any of it anywhere because it's always out of fucking stock.
Exactly. Baja Blast 0 sugar is the only fucking 0 sugar thing that wasn't a monster that didn't have a fucking 0 sugar aftertaste to it when I drank it. Baja Blast 0 sugar just tastes like fucking Baja Blast except slightly better because sugar tastes like shit to me now.
Yeah. The 0 sugar Dr. Pepper I really like though. The cream sugar
the 0 and Diet Dr. Pepper's taste pretty close to the original, which is nice.
The 0, well, the Diet Dr. Pepper, you can taste the difference, but like the 0 sugar Dr. Pepper and the 0 sugar with cream soda Dr. Pepper, the best fucking Dr. Peppers ever. But back to what we were talking about though with the Baja Blast. Bro, I want that hard seltzer. I need to try it.
I have opinions on Alco Pops, which are probably not good. Like, I don't know. There's... Like, why are they doing this? Well, there's 2 reasons why they're doing this. There's one real easy reason, which is the funny reason, which is it's for people who want to drink, but are bitches about the taste of alcohol. Also, reason 2 why is these things go down very easily. Reason 2 why they're also very easy to market to alcoholics. Like, there's no way around it. The Alco Pops thing we saw in the UK for a long time had a huge knock-on effect with alcoholism. We saw super strength lagers for the same reason. For God's sake, in Scotland, let's talk about Bucky. Let's talk about Buckfast. So I don't know. I kind of saw it and I was like, oh, this seems like a funny meme. That in my mind, I'm just like, great.
It got the exact fucking reaction you wanted it to, because a bunch of people like me retweeted it and go, finally, alcohol for me. And now a bunch of little kids see us going, Baja Blast alcohol. And they're going to get that weird guy who fucking hangs out at the corner store to go buy them a bunch of it. I was in high school. I know how it goes. Yeah.
Back home, it was WKDs, right? It was like they're unofficial as Alco Pops, but they come in like little brightly colored bottles. They look like little bottles of pop, and there would be like limeade flavored or blue raspberry flavored or cherry flavored.
Yeah, we have those stateside with the
Smirnoff.
Smirnoff. Yeah.
Well, Smirnoff is a bit different because Smirnoff at least tastes of vodka. These just
No, the Smirnoff Ice ones, they're straight up alcohol pops. They're malted beverages. They don't have any vodka in them.
Oh. I did not know that. I've never fucked around with those, to be fair with you. But yeah, like, I'm just like, so, and I'm just like, oh. The cynic in me is just like, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
Well,
I'm also a Scotch drinker, so I like the taste of alcohol. So.
Well, no, here's the thing. I understand.
So I've got no wrong at all.
I understand where you're coming from with that, and I understand where the grievances come from with the potential of it, like kids drinking it and becoming alcoholics. I completely understand that. That's definitely something.
Oh, it's less the kids drinking it I worry about. They'll do something. Look, kids tend to learn one way or the other. Also, to be fair, I come from a country the drinking age is 18, and I spent a lot of time in countries where drinking age is even lower than that, at 16. Kids will get usually 15, 16. I'm going to be blunt with you. I got shit-faced at the age of 14, 15. Did it once, got completely fucked up, and went, I'm not getting that drunk again. And have I gotten drunk since? Of course I have, but I haven't gotten that drunk since. You kind of learn the hard way. And you do dumb shit like that. I have less issues with that as an angle. The issue I more have with it is because these things go down very easily, is they're basically drinks for alcoholics.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. They're basically aimed at alcoholics, and they know it.
I mean, like, I have a passing interest in it, but then I'm not an alcoholic. Like, I rarely drink. It's a very occasional drink. I used to drink heavily when I was in college.
Well, that's a bit different.
I mean, yeah, but like, I mean,
I've drank a lot less since I moved to the States, but then again, the culture for drinking isn't the same here as it is back home.
Well, okay. I think for me, my drinking changed tremendously after I was sexually assaulted while I was drunk.
Well, that too.
Yeah, and I've never gotten that drunk again. Like, I've never gotten blackout drunk to the point where someone could take advantage of me. Like, I've never gotten drunk to the point where I can't remember what I'm doing or what has happened to me. And I'm never gonna get that drunk again if I can help it.
Fair enough.
So with that being said, though, I do enjoy the occasional drink, and I like mixing drinks and stuff. I like, having different tastes to my alcohols. And honestly, I mean, yeah, I would like to try the hard seltzer Baja Blast. And my recording just froze. Oh no, what's going on, Reaper? What are you doing?
We hit the 2-hour mark. It's
okay.
Probably splitting into another file.
Whew, scared the shit out of me for a second there.
Jesus Christ, on a bike scared me too, because I'm like, motherfucker, if you're the reason it drops this week.
Hey, Mark, what are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Hey, Mark, we killed Devon. You want to be the new third?
Anyway, I want to try it. I do want to try it. Just because, like, a lot of companies are doing that sort of thing now, where they're making like hard seltzers. Like Sonic recently did one where they did like
the Hedgehog?
No, not the Hedgehog. Sonic the restaurant. You know the one.
I don't know.
They did one for like their cherry limeade and their ocean water and the mango, like stuff like that. And it was, it was pretty good. Like I actually really enjoyed mixing the ocean water hard seltzer with some butterfly PT and made a very refreshing alcoholic tea beverage that I would honestly go to in the summer. Like that's like my go-to. Like I really liked it. Like the coconut and tea together, it was very good. So I mean, like, am I gonna do that with the fucking Mountain Dew Baja Blast? Fucking God, no, I'm not.
No, I think if we do it, like, I think we should do it as like a threesome, and we should order Taco Bell at the same time and just do it properly.
Get ourselves some butt pee and then regret it and wash it all down with some hard Mountain Dew Baja Blast,
which will probably make you butt pee.
Yeah,
more.
I mean, Taco Bell gives you butt pee.
I haven't had Taco Bell in years. I just don't live near.
I had it a couple nights ago. It is the worst fucking slop at this point now.
Oh, well, yeah. No shit. It was always bad. I can imagine it's gotten worse with shortages and I had to stretch things even further.
It used to be good when I was like even more broke than I am now, but because it was just like cheap go-to food that I could just grab and eat on the way to work, because it's a burrito.
You get like a full meal
for $5
box for like $5, and like, how do you get it that cheap?
But here's the thing, though. That's also kind of what is a attribute of our own fucking obesity problem stateside is because all the unhealthy shit is incredibly fucking cheap, and it's kind of what it goes to. Not only that,
but when you're poor as fuck, you're usually working more than one job, or if you're working one job, you're working 80 fucking hours a week at that one job, pulling a bunch of overtime just to be able to pay for your house. You don't really have time to cook, so you go to fucking convenience and shit. Yeah, I hate this fucking conversation. Did you see that shit going around where a bunch of people were like, oh, fucking EBT should only be able to fucking pay for this specific healthy shit because fucking poor people don't deserve any convenience at all, because the reason they're poor and unhealthy is because they eat bad and they choose to be that way. You see that bullshit going on? It's not fucking poor people's fault that they fucking eat unhealthy. It's your fucking fault for not supporting fucking changing the goddamn system that fucking made them fucking have to suffer where they are to begin with. God damn.
That is a new record for the latest anime political rant. 2 hours 10 minutes. Carry on, Devon.
No, I mean that's kind of all there is to it. If I'm being honest, like that's it's the unhealthy shit is super cheap. And that needs to change. And I saw a thing recently though on Twitter where they were like, what was it? It's like if your neighbor was able to take care of half an acre of land and 35 laying hens, there would be no egg industry anymore, and you could just get eggs like that. And I'm just sitting there like, clearly you never grew up on a farm, because I did. You know how much of like, you know,
I can get eggs quite cheaply around here, but like no one's taking care of that many chickens.
Do you know, like when I was a kid growing up on a farm, you know how many fucking chickens that like we had to take care of? We had like maybe 13, 14, and even that was a pain in the ass, because like they run around, they get out of their pen all the fucking time. They're always like in your yard. They're destroying shit. They're like, they shit everywhere. They harass other animals. They like, chickens are assholes.
Okay.
Like they are the
my neighbor when I was growing up had chickens, and like the amount of times they got into our garden and we were like, hey, can you come get your bird? It's like trying to destroy the garden. It would like go into the vegetable patch and like try to eat stuff, but it also try and peck the ground and get out the roots and stuff, and like
well, hey, here's the real big fucking hot take. Stupid fucking tweet that made a fucking stupid, ridiculous fucking point that it shouldn't fucking make, because it's fucking addressing a fucking symptom of the issue and not the actual fucking issue itself. If we had a fucking centralized system that, instead of fucking privatizing fucking food and making a fucking commodity, fucking made sure that every fucking person in America was fucking fed and taken care of and that food was a right, we wouldn't need grocery stores or your stupid fucking idea to begin with. Huh? How about that one? Fucking stupid fucking sack of shit. Oh, how do we solve capitalism? By making capitalism more exclusive. Dipshit.
That's just infuriating as fuck. People are dumb. People think their opinions are always right, and people should get slapped in the face sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaking of opinions, this is the last thing I want to talk about. I promise. Yeah. This is the last thing I want to talk about. I think we can end the podcast here. Okay, so there has been a tweet going around where a anime reviewer, totally not Mark, was saying, out of context, said that Dragon Ball Z Abridged helped out during the drought of content that we had between the time of the ending of GT and the beginning of Battle of Gods. And
okay, yeah, that's fair.
Well, see, here's the thing. That was taken out of context, and someone said that's a shit opinion. And because the reason he said that was because he was arguing for the fact that for reference, his account had been hit really hard by Toei Animation because he did a bunch of reviews for One Piece. Okay.
Yeah.
And Toei hit his account and basically took away his entire life. Like that's his life's work. That's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
And that's literally his job. And Toei hit him so hard that he almost had to give up his job, his dream job. So with that...
Yeah, I saw like, if it was to deal with the copyright claims, it would be like, the amount of time you had to wait in between, it would be like over 200 years.
Exactly.
Something stupid like that. Like, what the fuck, YouTube?
Exactly. And with that being said, he recently came out on top of that one and he won that fight. And he's just like, I don't understand why the rights holders are like this towards content creators. It's not like we're just like showing this stuff on air and taking away money from you. And if anything, you know, content creators are good for the content itself. I mean, look at Dragon Ball Z Abridged helping with the popularity there. And people took that.
I can't answer that.
Go ahead.
I can't answer that, so I cut you off. But this is not me defending
No, absolutely.
I'm going to throw it out there and somebody defending it. The reason why, so in Japan, fair use does not exist. The amounts of loopholes you have to jump through to be able to even show like an image of a character that belongs to an animation company or any company of that matter is ridiculous, because this is not a stereotype. This is the truth when it comes to Japanese bureaucracy. I've dealt with it a few times. They love paperwork, and any way they can kind of make it more bureaucratic process, they will, because they love that order and process of doing things. So that's part of the reason why they're so aggressive about it. And as far as why particularly Toei is fucking notorious for this, fuck Toei, by the way, why they're so notorious for this is because a large part of it is that part of it used to be they didn't understand that how YouTube worked, right? I don't buy that anymore. A large part of it now is that they think they can play the big company and kind of bully their way through to try and get the Japanese mindset of fair use when it comes to how people view their content. They want you to view it in a very particular way, so they'll try to bully out anything that isn't like from an official source. Yeah. That is
on that topic
shit, frankly.
On that topic, though, that's actually related to how Mark won the case. So it turns out that Toei was actually acting on Japanese copyright law and trying to enforce it internationally. And YouTube realized what was going on, and they blocked Toei from being able to action copyright issues for things outside of Japan, and have now had a de facto statement that Japanese copyright law only applies to videos that are available in Japan. So marked videos, as long as they're not available in Japan, cannot be actioned against anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Which, to be fair, why the hell would anyone really... Well, unless you're, like, really trying to learn English from him. But
no, you wouldn't.
Why would you be, like, watching his content in Japan?
He's Australian. Why am I as an American watching his shit? That doesn't matter anymore. It's an international community.
Okay, smartass. Why would someone who doesn't speak English or understand English...
A lot of people in Japan speak English.
But...
Anyway, before we
getting off the
let's stop back to the point.
And hit him with a
so the whole thing that caused this entire conversation was some fucking random Twitter account was with shit opinion, and I was just like, okay, first of all, you took it out of context. Second of all, he's kind of right. Like, let's be real. So like,
really
the ending of GT in general blows. I don't like GT. Okay. And
no one did. That's why they suffered.
Exactly. And then most of the Dragon Ball Z games after Dragon Ball Z, like Tenkaichi 3 and between Tenkaichi 3 and I would say Battle of Gods coming out, there was like nothing really worth interacting with there. And I think that is what needs to be said. It's not that there was a drought of content. That's absolutely not true. There were a lot of games that came out during that time. There was a lot of things that Dragon Ball was doing, but it wasn't the giant it could have been because that content wasn't super great.
It wasn't a drought of content. It was a drought of good content because you had fucking Raging Blast coming out.
Exactly. Like we finally got good Dragon Ball Z content because Kai was bad too. Dragon Ball Z Kai was bad as well. Like, don't let anyone tell you that it wasn't.
Dragon Ball Kai's good.
I don't like a lot of the cuts they did.
Xander, stop being a fucking
I'm not being a fucking contrarian.
Anyway.
It's more close to the manga. I fucking hate the additions that the anime did, and fucking being closer to the source material is more important to me.
So Blue Popo is source material, or?
Yeah.
Stop it. Get to fucking point.
Anyway.
We've been here for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
The way he said it, I will agree, was wrong. He shouldn't have said there was a drought of content. He should have said there was a drought of content worth interacting with. But saying that Dragon Ball Z Abridged didn't do anything for Dragon Ball's popularity is straight up a lie. Because, like, if it were for Dragon Ball Z Abridged, I wouldn't have gotten back into Dragon Ball to the point where I actually read all of the Dragon Ball manga starting with Dragon Ball. I wouldn't have gotten into even wanting to do voiceover work. I wouldn't have gotten to the point where I am just so ingrained in different series because of those parody works. Like, I kind of had an interesting back and forth with my wife the other day because a lot of the shows I'm into because there were parodies of them that got me to get back into them. Like, I will admit, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, but I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Long before the Abridged series was a thing.
Yeah.
I watched...
Same, and to be honest with you, the reason I got back into it and got competitive with the card game and when I did when I was younger was because I enjoyed Abridged so much.
Exactly. Same thing with Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Fucking, I wouldn't have gotten so hard into Fist of the North Star if it weren't for Dub of the North Star.
I literally have never watched Fist of the North Star before I watched fucking Dub of the North Star. And Dub of the North Star was such a fucking exquisite fucking production, and it fucking touched my heart so fucking thoroughly that I've now watched and read the entirety of Fist of the North Star. So get fucked, people.
Yeah. Like, and my argument, this is my entire argument for the Abridged series and parodies of content in general. They're important for people who cannot afford access to that content. Because let's be real, when Dragon Ball Z was in America, you could only get it on cable channels. Okay? So imagine you're me, a kid growing up in the middle of nowhere with no access to any television outside of my local channels. I don't have cable. I barely have internet, and I can't use that internet to watch anything because streaming isn't a thing yet. I mean, I can't just like go to these random Japanese sites because my internet service is like 0.5 kilobytes a second if I'm lucky, and nobody else is on the computer or watching something, you know? So like, I can't really watch Dragon Ball. I can't really watch Yu Yu Hakusho. I can't really watch Yu-Gi-Oh online and stuff like that like I really want to, or when I want to, because of these time constraints of that the content is provided because of cable, because of airing rights, because of all this shit. But that's the beauty of a fucking Abridged series. While it does have its own jokes, while it has its own moments, while it has its own take on a series, for the most part, the people making these series genuinely love the series that they're making fun of, that they're making content out of, and they want to put their own fun spin on it while still like trying to do a bit of a story and let people enjoy it, you know? Like, fuck, man. I'm not saying, no one is saying Dragon Ball Z Abridged is better than basic Dragon Ball. I mean, they've got 20 fucking years of foresight that Akira Toriyama didn't have to make story decisions that he didn't. That's a fact. But like, the original is always going to be there. If anything, it made people want to get back into the original source material. It made me get back into the original source material. It made me get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! It made me get into fucking Hellsing. It made me get into Fist of the North Star. It made me get back into Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, it fucking got me into Lupin. Like fucking just shut the fuck up. Like, stop complaining about the fact that it helped a series stay popular and help more people get into your fucking fandom. Because here's the thing, you should be happy that those series exist. You should be happy that they're out there being created by content creators, by people in your community, getting more people into your fucking community. Like, I understand that you can get annoyed by some of the people just doing the repetitive jokes, like the fucking card games on motorcycles jokes. It's fucking old. It's not funny anymore. I get it's annoying. But it's still a person in your fandom who is willing to interact with that content. And I think you should be happy for it, because that means it gives the content creators, the original rights holders to that content, more of a reason to make more shit for your show and for your series.
This is how the Shonen Jump definitely leaned into it, particularly with Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. They heavily leaned into a lot of the Abridged series jokes.
Oh yeah, no, Konami's in on it. Konami literally has a skill for Tristan in Duel Links called Super Strength. Exactly. Like, that's what that's there for. and literally,
like, I'm pretty sure we're one more bad straight to DVD movie away from Kaiba just finally officially going screw the rules.
Oh, that'll never happen as long as Eric Stewart's in charge of the dubbing with the 4Kids Media. That'll never happen. I know it's Konami, whatever, but it's never gonna happen. He hates Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Get over it. Boo. Boo
this man. For many a reason aside from just that one. I've aired my grievances with him before.
Hasn't Ryan only seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged? Maybe? I think he's the friend of mine that's only seen the abridged version.
I've seen a fair bit of original Dragon Ball, but I must admit, in recent years, I've watched significantly more abridged. Like, actually, one of my favorite things to do when I'm doing something, I just want something for background noise, like, actually, while I'm cleaning out my Turtles tank, which I do once a month or so, I will usually put on the Dragon Ball Z abridged movies because
No lie.
yeah,
No lie.
particularly the fucking
Broly is
Broly
a
ones
literal
crack
fucking
me up every
masterpiece.
time.
Like
I love the.
I watch Broly by itself as a movie because it's just that good.
I love the Bardock
it's
one
so
specifically
fucking
because Frieza's like, say goodbye to your son, Bardock. And he's like, I have a son? Oh god, I have 2 of those. Like,
wait,
that's my favorite fucking line. I'm sorry. I just
the thing that kills me is the Bardock special one where he's gone back into the past and just like, wait, if you're saying
those old ass scouters.
this is
Oh my god. What year is it? 222 BC or AD. The fuck are those? I'm in the fucking past.
yeah
Yeah.
he just loses shit. I love it.
I love that one too. But that
I feel like the whole
that is
I feel like this whole stupid fucking argument about like, duh, this bridge series don't contribute to blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up. You're completely just discrediting the work that these people put into this thing. Like, as a fucking series itself, Dragon Ball Z Abridged is one of the most well-written fucking pieces of fictional fucking media I've ever had the fucking pleasure of watching. Like,
Didn't they cameo?
The first season's really rough, and the first half of season 2 is really rough. But like after that, it's legitimately like a well-written fucking self-contained show. They drop the referential humor and they start like literally having its own fucking like world and universe that they fleshed out and build upon and stuff. And it's like, yeah, as Devon said, they have the foresight of being able to use stuff, concepts and shit Akira Toriyama already came up with, but they take it in their own fucking directions and shit like that. And then fucking they have entirely different characterizations and shit. People are like, oh, they fucking people meme on the Goku's a bad dad because of Team 4 Star. No, people meme on Goku's a bad dad because we've been fucking making the joke that he's been a bad dad since fucking before fucking Dragon Ball Z Abridged came out. Fucking Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 on the PS2 fucking comes out, and the entire fucking time me and my dad are playing it, we're joking about how fucking bad of a dad Goku is, and how fucking Piccolo's Gohan's real fucking daddy. Yeah, that joke has fucking existed forever, bitch. It ain't the fucking Abridged series that's doing it. You're fucking putting the things that you hate about the fandom and the perception of the fucking series onto something that didn't even fucking do it. Yamcha's always been a joke.
And even Yamcha's always been joking. And even on the note that Goku's a bad dad, to be fair, that's really not his fault, because if you play DBZ Kakarot, you can see how much he loves Gohan and how much, like, there's literally a scene where he's like, Gohan, like when Gohan's training in the other on the World of the Kais, Goku's like, Gohan, I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you growing up. I'm proud of the man you've become, and I wish I could have been there for you as your dad. Like, he regrets not being there for his son. And to be fair, it's not his fault. Like, let's be real. For the first, 3 years of Gohan's life, he was there the whole time. And literally from the second he gets kidnapped by Raditz all the way up until, I would say, the year before he goes in the hyperbolic time chamber with Goku, he barely gets to interact with Goku. Because, Goku is dead, okay? He comes back, fights Vegeta, is critically injured, and then immediately after that, Gohan goes to space to go find the Dragon Balls. And then after that, during the fight with Frieza, Goku disappears again because he's training with on Yardrat, and then he comes back. And then after that, he trains with Gohan for a little bit. He gets a little bit of time with Gohan there, and then succumbs to the heart virus. He's out there again, and then after he recovers, he's in the time chamber with his son for a year. And then after that, he fucking dies again and is gone for 7 years. Yeah. So it's not Goku's fault that he's a bad dad. The circumstances around it are why he was not there for Gohan.
That's not even the point I was making.
Sorry,
I'm going to go back to the point that I was like, even the show itself makes jokes about about Goku not being a great husband either. Like, there's a great bit in Super where, you've never kissed your wife.
But people will argue. People will argue that interpretation of Goku is colored by Dragon Ball Z Abridged. This is the kind of shit I was seeing in the fucking cesspool hell site that is fucking twitter.com that I have to fucking be a part of in order to try to fucking promote my stupid fucking quote-unquote brand and get people to listen to my fucking music, because that's the fucking hell state of the world that we're in now. But fucking, a lot of the arguments of that shit is the only reason he fucking says that shit in Super is because the Dragon Ball Z Abridged made it popular to make that joke. No! Dipshits! He has always been fucking stupid when it comes to romance and shit. He didn't understand what marriage was, and the only reason he's with Chi-Chi isn't out of fucking love. He grew to love her, like, later. Yeah, I'm not gonna, like, dismiss that. And he's not, like, a bad dad. The reason me and my dad make jokes about fucking Piccolo being his fucking real father as a fucking kid is because Piccolo's literally the one that's there for him. It's not that Goku's fucking bad. It's that he wasn't around. Goku doesn't start making bad decisions until the Buu arc. That's when he starts being fucking stupid. Yeah. But like before that, yes, Devon's right. Goku's a victim of circumstance, and his relationship with his son is entirely predicated on fucking necessity.
Yeah, and on the note with Goku being a bad husband, he thought marriage was a sandwich.
Yeah, he thought it was a food.
He literally thought marriage was a sandwich. And,
I forgot about that. I forgot
when
about that.
when he got Chi-Chi's hand in marriage, he thought it was a fucking sandwich. He thought it was
and
food.
Like the whole reason
the
whole reason he goes through with the marriage is because he goes, oh well, I promised you, so I better keep the promise.
Exactly, because that's Goku. He's stupid and wholesome. He can't. I mean, he's a himbo.
Oh my god, the bit in fucking the original Dragon Ball where he's just like, "Are you a boy?" What? And just starts like kicking her in like the crotch. No wiener.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Goku's an idiot. That's how it is. But anyway. But anyway, back to the whole point. It's not Team 4-Star's fault that you have issues with Dragon Ball.
Nice.
You're looking for a scapegoat. Just admit it.
Akira Toriyama, I love him. I love his works. He's an influential, inspirational dude. He is not the greatest writer, and the issues you have with Dragon Ball stem from the creator of Dragon Ball. I'm sorry. Your series is flawed. Everything is.
I mean, also, to be fair, the Dragon Ball fan base has also been, for years, a bit of a joke because it's either people who think they're too Pascal and super edgy, Perfect Legend, who think they are Vegeta, or it's, people who just know memes. And it's always been like that. Like, for God's sake, the over 9,000 thing has been going on longer than Team 4-Star.
Yeah, that's why it was such a fucking joke in fucking Team 4-Star. Where it's like, oh, it's over 9,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1,006.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, it's upside
Let's get
down.
out of the way now because, we know this is going. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That's been going on for fucking years. Like, the Dragon Ball fan base has always been the Dragon Ball fan base. How do I put this politely? They are...
they got brainworms.
They're the Marvel fans of anime. I'm going to throw that out there. And we're going to leave it at that.
Oh, my God.
That's fighting words.
Oh, my God.
This is 2 hours and a half in. I can make that fighting word joke. And I'm not going to have repercussions because Dragon Ball fans haven't got the attention to go through
Jesus
2.5 hours.
Christ.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This has been insert title here.
I regret nothing.
Oh man. Anyway, but that's it. That's literally all I have to say on that one. Leave Mark alone. He didn't do anything wrong. He misworded his argument, and that's all I have to say on that matter.
I don't even think he misworded his fucking argument. If you create bad fucking content, you're not releasing content. That's a drought of content. Burst limit in Infinite World, Raging Blast 1 and 2, Sagas, all that other fucking shit. No. Dragon Ball
Z for Connect.
Dragon Ball Z had fucking nothing worthwhile from the end of Z to the fucking announcement of Battle of Gods. There was nothing fucking good that came out there. And everybody acting like fucking Mark had fucking misworded his fucking argument or whatever, he is fucking fully correct. There was no fucking content because bad content isn't fucking content. This has been insert title here. Suck my dick.
I prefer my joke to his, but
this has been insert title here. You know the links, you know us. Give us the follows, give us the listens.
Unless you're a Dragon Ball fan, in which case, if you've turned the computer on, I'm very impressed that you've gotten this far. Please leave a comment telling me how you managed to...
the views and opinions of also technical kegnicks on Dragon Ball fans do not reflect the views and opinions of insert title here. It's the Horse Podcast, Alexander, Satohara, or Mogus Industries as a whole. All fandoms are bad, but fucking that doesn't make the individual people in their fucking trash or stupid.
Also, if you could, in the comments, please tell me why Infinite World isn't just Budokai 3, but bad because no beam struggles and no map. Anyways, bye.
Bye. Oh, to be fair, leave in the comments as well why they should remake Budokai Tenkaichi Hentai 4, or whatever the fuck it was, instead of another Dragon Ball Fighters game. Right, bye! Fuck you!
Give me Dragon Ball Fighters 2.